Don't. Okay, chat. Don't listen to DLG. He is, he's very excited. He's never played Cyberpunk RED before. You know, none of us have, technically. This game just came out. And, he's maybe just a little fired up. Knock him down a peg or two. No. Believe me, I'm pretty far down the ladder of pegs. How we doing, everybody? How are things? Looks like we got, I see Kursala in there. We got Kursala. Roland is in chat. Also in Discord. Also about to play some Cyberpunk. That should be a good time. How's it going, Aqua? You deep dive the lore? Somewhat. Okay, so disclaimer. We're all pretty new to this. The last time I played Cyberpunk 2020 was relatively new, and I did not DM it. But I think that we're ready for what we're doing today. Everybody is fresh to the system. Most of us haven't played any tabletop role-playing games in the last several years, so this is very much going to be us kind of feeling our way through it and just trying to have a good time while not consulting the rules too terribly much. I will not be interacting with chat as much tonight as I normally do. I'll have alerts set up, I'll have my event list set up. It won't ping me in my earphones when I get alerts. I'll only get a visual alert because I'm just trying not to distract myself too much. We will periodically have some breaks where I'll take a look at what's going on in chat. But for the most part, you know, sit back and enjoy the show for what it is. It might be a disaster, but maybe it'll be an entertaining disaster. That's all we can hope for, right? So we are going to be playing a modified... I don't want to say modified. I was going to run the apartment from the Cyberpunk RED World Book from the Jumpstart kit. And that's a good point, Aqua. And who knows, I may actually do that. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I'd like to do more of this, so we're kind of developing our flow here. I'm going to be consulting notes a lot. I'm going to be jumping back and forth between different pieces of tech. We're running Foundry Virtual Tabletop for combat encounters tonight. We are running Sirenscape for music tonight. I've never used any of these things. I've never used any of this tech before in my life, so I'm kind of making it up. I've got some custom playlists. I've got some custom maps. You know, we'll see. We will see what happens. But thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Thank you guys for the follows. Yeah, so it's based on the apartment opening adventure from the World Book, but if you've read it, you'll see that I've made some pretty significant modifications just because I didn't like the dynamic there. We're going to be running a couple of small house rules that modify a few things in how combat runs. That's assuming I remember we're even doing those house rules. Again, welcome to the First Timer stream. Yeah, great time to try everything all at once. We're going to flail blindly through the game and have a good time. So with no further ado, I am going to move us over. Hold on. Let me make sure my Stream Deck is doing what it's supposed to do. I'm going to move us over into our game, and we are going to go ahead and get started. Sirenscape's a little loud. Let me turn that down some. It would just happen to be on a police siren when I switched over. All right, how are we doing tonight, folks? We have got Hootie Who Art, Riot Sister, Roland, and the Day Late Gamer. Can y'all hear me? Is everything working?
Yes.
Mag.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Magnificent. Let me adjust a couple of people's volumes here so that I'm hearing everything good and proper.
I know a volume button.
Yeah, this one that I chose is supposed to have a seamless loop, and it has a little bit of a gap, but that's okay. We're only going to use it in the beginning. We're learning. I did go ahead and set us up some custom moods and stuff, though, so that should be fun. We are going to get started now with a little bit of an intro to the setting that I'm going to read for those of us who are not as familiar with the Cyberpunk RED setting and to set the mood, and then we'll be going into character intros. So let me pull this up here. All right. Yeah. In the year 2021, Night City was a bustling megalopolis wholly consuming a massive portion of the coastline of former Northern California. The fourth corporate war began, as the ones before it, over a simple buyout dispute between rival corporations. In the wake of the data crash virus and the destruction of the old internet, the stability of many corporations and networks faltered. Push came to shove, and the massive global security corporations of Militech and Arasaka became involved, plunging the world into chaos as military strikes, skirmishes, raids, and actions broke out seemingly everywhere at once. The people of Night City could be forgiven for not realizing much of this, as the war failed to reach them but for news coverage of the events and the inconveniences of shipping interruptions. As the conflict escalated, however, they couldn't escape the consequences of this rampant corporate conflict. In 2022, the war came home as a Militech tactical nuclear weapon was detonated inside of Arasaka Tower in downtown Night City, killing thousands in an instant and nearly 500,000 more in the coming hours and days. No matter who won the war, it was absolutely clear that the citizens of Night City had lost. The year is now 2045. Night City is a seething beast licking its wounds. One might think that such a traumatic loss would bring the bustle to a halt, prompt the city to take a deep breath, to change its course, to correct the mistakes of the past. But no. Almost as soon as downtown was annihilated, corporate interests set about picking over the bones of the old city. New industries blossomed. Reclamation, construction, and salvage became the new backbone of the Night City economy. Hundreds of thousands of workers flooded the city, buckling its residential infrastructure under the weight of this influx combined with the displaced citizenry. The former downtown corporate plaza is now a bustling hive of activity. The housing developments of the future are vertical community towers capable of housing and providing amenities for tens of thousands of people in a tiny amount of land. These new megastructures have begun to rise like great skeletal titans reaching for the heavens. Those same heavens are the great lingering reminder of the atrocities and tragedies of the Fourth Corporate War. The skies constantly hang heavy and overcast, a vicious, angry, unnatural red hue like the judgment of an angry god watching over his children with distrust, ready at any moment to unleash his fury once more. So with that, let's start with some character intros. Hooty Hoo, why don't you go ahead and introduce us to Pretty Boy?
Hi, I'm Haru Takashi. I'm the pretty boy of the group here. I'm gonna be playing a rocker boy who really loves the sport of baseball and is really just here to have a good time. Hope to have a great and fun evening with you all. Hi.
In such a dark world, it's nice to see such a fresh, bright face, isn't it? We'll see if we can't wipe that off. All right, going down the list, Roland, why don't you let us know who Breaker is?
Breaker is a street kid turned cyborg mercenary who has fought in conflicts all over the globe and has now returned to Night City after a decade absence to settle the estate of his dead aunt.
So been gone for a while?
About a decade, yeah.
All right. So you would have you'd be familiar with the Fourth Corporate War, obviously, with the bombing of Arasaka Tower, but maybe kind of pieced out during the Reconstruction period. The city's changed a lot since you've been gone, but in some ways, it never changes. So going down the list, Riot Sister, why don't you let us know who Snips is?
Snips is a Ripper Doc who lives in the underbelly of Night City, and she's essentially a surgeon mechanic hybrid, and she, she gets brought in thugs and people off the streets, doesn't ask a lot of questions, fixes them up, patches them up, and sends them on her way. Has a place to do her work, and a place to hunker down and weather it out. And she doesn't ask a lot of questions.
And she, she likes to rep her corporate allegiance to such powerful and all-encompassing corporations as Thunderhead Studio, as we can see there in her very fine attire. Thanks for rocking the t-shirt, Kat. I appreciate that. No, I think that because I've obviously talked a great deal more about these characters with each of them, just as a brief bit of personality information for Snips, if I'm not mistaken, she is a unfortunately the character I can think of to liken her to is from a movie that almost no one has apparently seen but me, called Prospect, even though I keep telling people, hey, go watch Prospect.
I've seen it. It's good.
It is good. Do you remember the little girl and how totally cool she was with hacking that dude's arm off? And she was like, this is just something you do when you live out here. It's like, I used to cut apart whatever, the space whales that she used to hunt. She's like, yeah, so a little human arm, that's nothing. She's a caring sort for the most part, but after you've patched up your 100th or so gut shot, it all the meat just starts to look alike, I would think. So, DLG, why don't you let us know who Jay-Z is?
Do you want real voice or character voice? What do you want here?
Man, you can do whatever you want.
All right, so what's up, guys? It's Jacko, Zelka.
Hold on, just one second.
Oh shit.
Is this blackface?
No.
I don't think it is. This doesn't count, right?
No, what?
All right,
Thanks for making it weird. I appreciate that. Jesus Christ.
Turning off the voice now. God damn you. No, fuck it.
We're being edgy
sorry.
tonight, okay? All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Jacko Zelka. You guys can call me Jack or Jay-Z. It don't matter. Just don't call me friend, okay? I was privileged at one point. Worked my way up. I was groomed. I was supposed to be the next big thing in the corporate world, right? I was working for a little telecom company. You guys might have heard of us, Africoms. Unfortunately, things went south, and the people that I trusted, that I wined and dined with, betrayed me. Now I'm down here in the slums of Night City, and it sucks. Okay, I'm fueled by revenge.
I'm pretty sure that Steiner Miniatures is right. Everybody is now pregnant. That just
Oh, my bad, guys.
Yeah.
Prenups, and I will not pay child support.
Good luck with that. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me pull up my intro here.
Oh, sorry. I should have mentioned I was a fixer.
He is indeed a fixer. Yes, that is his character role.
I know a guy who knows a guy who probably knows your guy.
I think that's what I put under your character profile there. Is
who's your guy? Because I got a guy that knows a guy that can get it way cheaper.
Knows a guy.
Knows a guy who knows a guy who robbed some people.
Yeah, you know how it goes. You know how it goes. All right, 1 second here. So, all of you have been contacted by a fixer named T-Rex and instructed to meet him at his club called Tech Noir. Night City, South Side. Tech Noir, 2045. Hold up.
He's called T-Rex because he's a small arms dealer.
Yes, that is in fact. He does in fact deal in small arms. He's not incorrect. Where's my button? This is gonna be fun, me trying to find my stupid button every time I'm looking for something here.
Pro streamer.
Pro role player, ladies and gentlemen, stand back. The neighborhood is filthy, though in truth there are a few left in Night City that aren't. Nestled into an urban canyon between the bustling reconstruction zone to the north and the habitation slums originally set up as temporary workers' housing and residential areas for displaced civilians to the south. Northerly, one of the new megastructures looms out of the haze of concrete dust and pollution that defines old downtown. And to the south, a lawless zone of crime and desperation, where the strong prey upon the weak and and humanity survives by sheer strength of numbers against brutal odds. The section of the city almost looks like it had prior to 2020. The ground-level streets barraged with a constant drizzle of filthy runoff from the bustling flyovers that blot out most of the sunlight, leaving the streets in a perpetual twilight between the patches of angry red sky and the constant buzz of fluorescent streetlights. Many buildings here are original constructions from before the war, but the blast and fallout of the explosion brought others to the ground or rendered them uninhabitable, and those that were not reconstructed stand abandoned, slumped like husks, like rotten teeth and a broken jaw. Piles of garbage lay strewn in alleyways and on corners where services have fallen behind and dumpsters have long been overstuffed. A motley crew of vagrants, dull-eyed workers in grimy overalls, and the youth of the city in flashy, loud outfits with voices and music to match bumping out of retro digital boomboxes, crowding the sidewalks, making their way to and fro or simply loitering outside of nearby vending machines. Well, of course you'd be outside a vending machine. There are some pretty big vending machines, let me tell you. Amidst this scene lay a wide, flat-topped concrete structure of sturdy design. Reinforced concrete buttresses and columns proudly bear the scars of the Night City Holocaust as signal to the surrounding sprawl that this was the heart of the neighborhood. The whole building throbs with the frantic beat of nightcore or old-school rock depending on the night. Some of the latest trends in music. Rapid, pulsing beats of bass notes so deep you can feel them in your fillings. The music of the generation so overstimulated and numb that an aural assault was the closest thing they get to true artistic expression. A flashing neon sign hangs on a steel framework leading up to the main entrance, alternating the words, Tech Noir. So, how do you all arrive? You have all been called to Tech Noir. Specifically, Hootie, you have been contacted by Snips to meet her there. Snips, you know where you are. Roland, you have been contacted separately to also meet the team there. You've all been told to enter the club and that you will be met by one of T-Rex's lieutenants. DLG, you were also contacted by Snips, so let's start with Hootie.
I think I'm just walking down the street. I'm not probably the best with directions, but I generally find where I'm going eventually, because I'm a decent bit lucky, and just almost odd with all like the lights and not looking at he's more of like the lights and not the dark and gritty. So he's distracted by the neon, and then he finally reads the sign saying,
Hold up. Let me interrupt you for 1 second, Hootie. Do me a favor and roll concentration.
Okay. Let me get that up. First roll of the night. So I rolled a 1. I think base 11. I think that's what I
You just rolled a critical failure?
Yeah, I did.
The first roll of... I'm glad that we got it out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
On this one. Now, crit failure, I believe what you do is you roll d10 again, and you subtract the total from your roll.
I see.
So you take your stat and the 1, and then you roll a d10 and subtract your result from that.
Okay, I can do that. I rolled a 2, so not the worst.
So what was your total roll?
So 1 base 11. So I'm sorry.
Did you get a 10? Did you ultimately get you got 11 plus the 1 and then minus 2?
Yes. So yeah, ultimately a 10.
You have no fucking clue where you are when you finally look around, realizing you're supposed to be arriving at the bar. You look around at street level for an extended period of time, really just wondering how your feet even carried you here. And after a solid 5 minutes, you look up and you're standing underneath the sign.
Oh. Wait, what did she say it was? It was the name of the bar that she said is
God, now we've forgotten the name.
Okay.
It was
I'm
Nectar.
gonna take the chance. I'm gonna go in.
This is probably the place.
I'm thinking this is probably probably where she said. Could be very wrong, but
As you approach the door, there is a short, fast-moving line. You don't really have to wait to get in. Several bouncers are standing guard, but they seem laid back and fairly inattentive. Each one sporting a colorful array of synth tats, flashy, brightly colored street garb. They're each strapped with a submachine gun. Their submachine guns are interestingly also painted, a similarly gaudy array of bright colors, day-glow yellow and pink. When you enter the front door, you go into the coat room, which, in all reality, is a weapons check. A bald-headed girl with chrome silver eyeballs that don't do much to conceal the bored droop of her eyelids points to a dirty sign above the countertop that reads, "No iron. You need to turn over your weapons."
oh, does the bat does the bat count? The
The bat counts.
no, I'm like asking the lady.
She just points back up at the sign and then goes back to staring at her agent.
Okay. Set it in the basket.
All right, so
Or-
you put all your weapons in.
I
Bouncer
got the
comes out.
one.
No, don't push it too much. Bouncer comes out, gives you a quick pat down, and lets you into the club proper. Let's go to DLG.
Yeah, so I'm actually sitting across the street from this club. I got a cigar in my mouth, right?
I would hope
Just chilling.
that it was in your mouth.
Yeah, okay. Wait. Again, you keep making it awkward, dude. Listen, bud. Calm down.
That's my job. I'm the storyteller.
So I'm leaning against the wall, people watching. I see this fucking idiot with a baseball bat stand outside the club for like 5-10 minutes trying to figure out what's his deal. And he finally makes it in. And I'm just like, all right, I got to see where this is going. So I just saunter across the street, throw my cigar down, and walk straight in.
All right. You are similarly requested by the bored girl pointing at the sign to turn
I
over all
slam
of
my
the
heavy
weaponry.
pistol down on the counter
All right.
and turn to walk in.
And that's all of your the weaponry you're carrying at the time, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
What are you trying
Roland?
to say?
Actually, pardon me, not Roland. I want to do Snips first, then we'll do Roland, since Snips is likely expecting these gentlemen.
I am not sitting. I'm leaning up against the bar towards the back of the club.
One moment. I just should let you know. Most of the first floor of Tech Noir is taken up by the bar. It's a long steel construction with an acrylic top and bright neon lights shining underneath. A series of what appear to be salvaged steel stools sort of welded to the floor in front of it. And a fairly disinterested seeming bartender. But then, of course, Snips knows this place well. As you wait in the bar, you first see Pretty Boy appear, and then shortly thereafter, like within a minute, you see Jay-Z enter.
I'm standing at the end of the bar, and I see them come through the coat check, and how busy is this place?
Like, motion him over?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
can they see me? Would they be
Yes.
able to see me motion?
If you motion them, they'll absolutely see you. You guys can all get together in the bar.
So I'll be like, yo, over here.
So as far as you guys know, at this point, you're just waiting to be contacted by T-Rex's lieutenant, and possibly for one more. Roland, how do you arrive?
I'll come up to the line. He's wearing combat boots, the dark gray fatigues that are the signature of the Lazarus group, an old, battered-looking samurai t-shirt, under again, a Lazarus Group issued light armor jack with a couple of patches on it, and mirror shade sunglasses.
All right.
And at his temples are the characteristic scars of somebody who's had cyber optic surgery.
As you enter the bar and look around, a tall, narrow, malnourished seeming man comes out of the back rooms. Snips, you know this individual. This is a netrunner known as Virgil. He has long, really ratty-looking, greasy, dark hair, but only on one side of his head because the other side of his skull has been almost completely replaced with what appears to be a clear acrylic plate, leaving some of the cyberware plugged into his gray matter just as visible as his actual brain. He's a fidgety, twitchy, nervous-looking sort who doesn't seem like he's seen the sun or been outside in months. Though, in this part of the city, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. You could be outside and still not get any sun. He motions to Snips to come over and bring your people with him, and then he looks over and he sees Breaker and also motions you forward. He's clearly waiting for all of you.
So do I not get stopped at code check?
Oh, I apologize. Yes, give up all your weapons or die. I mean, do you give up all your weapons, Roland?
Yep, he hands over a heavy pistol. And then the combat knife. And then the 2 throwing knives.
Yeah.
The baton.
Yep.
And then goes through and looks over and goes, "Oh, it's Virgil the Virgin. I knew you were involved with this."
Is that all of your weaponry that you have on you?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not packing the big stuff.
All right. Your weaponry all left at the front door. You enter the club, and then of course you see Virgil, who you've been told to look out for, and he motions all of you together towards the back of the bar. Does anyone have any reason not to go with him?
No.
No,
No.
I sigh in disdain, and
That's
start
an
heading
important
that way.
note.
I think that something that's very, like, what happens when I get into the room, something I forgot to mention is that, like, when the music starts playing, like, louder and louder, my tech hair starts pulsing with, like, neon waves down from this, like, from the scalp.
That reminds me. See if Sirenscape does its thing here.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, right? I like this. I'm not very good at using it, but we're going to keep doing it until I figure out how to really set some cool moods.
Yeah.
As you all join him, Virgil seems exasperated. He leads you towards the back of the bar. He says, "Oh, we've been waiting for you. I know that we said the meeting was going to take place in one of our private suites, but Mr. Rex has been drawn away." He then proceeds to lead you to the back of the bar.
Can I ask a question real quick?
You can.
GM. So I have like the cyber audio suite, right? Voice
Yep.
stress analyzer, bug detector, all that stuff. Which of that is working and which isn't working? So he said that some of the stuff was jacked up.
Yeah, if you would like to use any of your cyberware, let me know which you would actively like to use, and I will let you know the result.
I'd like to go with the voice stress analyzer.
My first roll of the night. It indicates that he seems annoyed. There's definitely a tone. There's Let's see, what would voice
Is he
stress
on
analyzer
edge?
tell you?
Or is he just,
he
like,
seems
having
to
a bad
be
day?
on edge and exasperated. He's not telling any lies as far as you can tell. He just seems like he's very, very tired.
Okay. Can I also use my bug detector?
You can. As you attempt to use your bug detector, you're struck by a high-pitched whining noise so severe that you wince in pain and almost immediately have to turn it off.
Okay.
Virgil notices your reaction and shakes his head. Says, our clientele here have a strong expectation of privacy, as you've just discovered. You will find a great deal more devices like that throughout the bar. As he leads you back past a series of booths where shady-looking individuals are holding close meetings. They glance at you in distrust as you pass by, and it doesn't seem like it's a good idea to linger there for long.
So, Thunderhead, FYI, I just wanted to let you know that my combat awareness special ability
Yep.
is currently set to 6 points, all into threat detection.
Does that applies outside of combat? That's any time until you decide to change it, right?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, go ahead and are you looking out for threats?
Yeah, I'm just making sure that everything's on the up and up.
Give me a quick roll on that. And don't hesitate to ask me at any time if you think one of your skills should be rolled or checked. Again, it's been a very, very long time since I've DM'd, and I've never DM'd Cyberpunk, so feel free to help me.
Yeah.
It can prompt me often to remember things that I came up with, or to come up with something new. So what you got for that roll there, Roland?
20.
Glancing around the bar, you don't see anyone explicitly armed, with the notable exception of the bartender, who is packing a very, very heavy pistol on the back of his belt. And as you glance, because rolling a 20, as you glance at the mirror behind the bar, you can also see a shotgun underneath the bar surface. But as far as you can tell, nobody else that you pass has any weapons. Nor are they particularly mean-mugging or glaring at you outside of the same way that they mean-mug and glare at the waitress. Who just isn't that cute, which probably explains that. Alright.
I make a comment that I like my business like I like my Jawas. Short and simple. And then I'd like motion to the other guys like, let's go.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's just move right past that comment real quick. Virgil leads you to the back of the bar and into a set of utility stairs. It is a multi-story club. There is a dance floor on the second floor as well as a live sound stage. Snips, you know that on the third floor you would find private suites, storerooms, and even a little... it's worth noting that in the time of the Red in Cyberpunk, stores and showrooms don't exist so much. There are some, but if you're looking for things like military hardware or weapons, you almost always have to go to a fixer. Logistics are very, very strained in Night City, and while there is new tech being developed around the world, whether or not you can get it is always sort of questionable. But he leads you past all of these floors and all the way up to the roof. Alright.
Nice.
As you reach the roof of the building, and you look over to the north, you can see T-Rex. He's a short man, wearing some really very, very nice, remarkably unscarred, undamaged, fairly new-looking biker leathers, covered in mean-looking little spiked studs. He's gesticulating wildly, and he's not looking at you, he's looking over the edge of the building. And he seems to be shouting. You can't really hear anything that he says from the distance that you're at first, most of his words being snatched away by the constant noise of the flyover. Oh, hang on, I want to adjust my music again, I gotta remember to do that. But he doesn't seem interested in you at all. He's pacing back and forth, flailing his hands in the air, making these really irritated knife-edge hand gestures down at the street. When he raises his arms, by the way, you can see a pair of very heavy, nasty-looking pistols on shoulder holsters underneath his jacket with just glittering rhinestone encrusted grips.
Yeah, Breaker rolled his eyes seeing that.
Yeah, that one doesn't require a roll, because it's like, as the first time he turns and raises his arms, like the light flashes off of them. They're so painfully obvious.
Jay-Z looks around. Is there anything I can lean on and look disinterested in? Like,
There is an AC unit near where you will be walking, and you can freely lean against it disinterestedly. That will be allowed.
You need me to roll cool or anything? No, I'm just kidding.
As Virgil leads you over towards T-Rex, you start to hear what he's saying. Oh yeah, and then there are these fucking guys down here. Oh, you get a fucking good look, asshole. You getting a good fucking look with those stupid fucking glasses of yours? God fucking damn it, who the fuck do you think you are? Virgil turns to you as you approach and says, yes, there have been some developments since you were called. As he hears T-Rex speaking, T-Rex spins around, finally looking at you. He says, fucking finally! Snips, are these the fucking guys you brought with you? Just not much to fucking look at. You sure they can handle themselves? And you! He doesn't give you a chance to respond. He gestures towards Roland. You Kevin's boy? Jesus, must be. Look at this fucking lunk. Like, I don't fucking care. You guys want to get paid?
Yes. Yes, yeah. So, nice to meet you, sir. And Haru puts out his hand and is like...
Yeah.
He
well,
completely ignores your extended hand.
all right, what's the job?
Fuck you, what's the job?
He pauses for a second and looks Roland up and down, says, oh yeah, you're definitely Kevin's fucking boy. He turns away from you again. I assume DLG, you lean nonchalantly against something, yes?
Yeah, I'm not really giving him. I'm making it appear as if I'm not giving him my attention, but I'm listening very intently, and I'm waiting to counter negotiate or anything like that. You know what I mean? Use my business prowess to.
There's gotta be a skill for this.
Whatever you want, baby.
Why don't you know what? Do me a favor. Roll.
Human perception.
Yeah, try human perception. And I'm gonna give a similar one because I'm.
It's over in
actually gave him a
social
stat
skills,
for that.
right?
Yeah.
What die do I roll?
D10 plus your stat and then your the skill and the stat.
Okay, I rolled a 6. So my stat is 7 in human perception, so that's 13. And then what am I adding to that? Anything?
Just the D10 and then your skill and your stat together for your total.
Oh, the skill and the stat together.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that would be 19 total.
He gives you a quick look up and down. Just kind of once over, tilts his head, says, who the fuck are you supposed to be, the fucking Lone Ranger? Look, I don't care. By the way, I should probably mention, with just for the sake of everyone, DLG, would you give me a quick description of your attire, because it is relevant?
Yeah, I'm chilling in leathers, like nomad leathers, right? Like I said, I came from a privileged background, but I fell from grace, so this is what I'm making do with right now.
Now we're thinking that this is the,
but I make it look good.
Given where you came up, these are the sort of nomad leathers that you would expect someone to wear if all they really know about the nomad clans is what they saw on the latest popular data pool drama.
Right.
It's they're not unworn. He's clearly been living on the streets, clearly been running around in them, getting some work done. But the style is a little cliche, let's say. He looks a bit like a fucking cartoon cowboy.
Poser.
So T-Rex turns away from you as he continues speaking. You want your fucking money? Alright, why don't you start by getting the fuck down there and getting these fucking assholes out of my fucking neighborhood? By the time he finishes his sentence, he doesn't even seem to be speaking to you anymore. He seems like he's screaming at someone down at street level. He is absolutely distracted. And by the time he's finished his sentence, he seems to have forgotten that you're even there. He resumes his pacing and just starts cursing up a fucking storm. Virgil gently directs you off to the side a little ways where you can talk a little bit more intimately. He leads you along the same edge of the roof, and he directs your attention down to the street level. About a block away, standing across from an intersection, you can see a black, fairly nondescript sedan parked. One man in a very nice-looking, but again fairly nondescript black business suit and a pair of sunglasses stands outside the car, glancing up and down the street. And a little bit of ways away from the car, at the actual intersection, you can see two more men, nearly identical, their attention constantly moving from one place to another. Between them is yet another man who does not seem quite so professional. He's a little bit disheveled, and on his face he has a glowing pair of augmented reality glasses, like a visor, a virtuality goggles set. And he is staring at a building across the way and waving his hands in the air. It doesn't seem to be arbitrary. He's clearly doing something. Says, Mr. Rex has been distracted by recent events. These men, these teams have been reported all over the neighborhood starting about a month ago. At first they were spotted everywhere, seemingly at random, but as time has gone on, their locations have been within a narrower and narrower area, with the last three all being spotted on this same block. And looking at that building, and he gestures to an apartment building across the way from where the man is standing. They operate different pieces of equipment. They all seem interested in that building. We've dispatched messengers and thugs, quite frankly, to gather information from them, but for the most part, they're gone by the time we get there. In two cases, we've suffered some unfortunate casualties, and at the moment, we simply do not have the manpower or the expertise on hand to put out so many fires at once. We need to know what they're doing, we need to know what they're after, and most importantly, he glances over at T-Rex, we need them to stop coming around. It's not good for Mr. Rex's blood pressure.
Side note,
professionally,
or not unrelated. Go ahead, Roland. I'm sorry.
Looking at the three guys on the street, the three guys with the sunglasses, they're definitely solos. They're hitters. I can tell by the way they walk. Shit like that.
You've got everything into threat detection, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I got something for you then. Learning to refer to my cheat sheets here properly. Give me a threat detection roll at a -2.
Okay.
It's weird streaming and not looking at chat at all. By the way, hi chat. How's it going? Hey Hootie, your mom's in chat. Oh, you said hi.
Yeah.
25.
20. Jesus Christ, what are you fucking rolling over there? They are most assuredly, at the very least, professional security. Their eyes never stop moving. They're looking up and down the street, and they're absolutely keeping their eye on the fourth man. You can tell by the way one moves that he has something large concealed under his coat. The other two don't seem to have anything quite so large, kind of up under their arms. They're probably packing something like pistols, and then the one likely has something larger.
I'm going to assume it's a subgun.
So we have an opportunity here for you guys to, if you want to ask questions, investigate.
Well, how much are we getting paid for this job?
The original agreed upon fee was to the tune of about 1,500 eddies. This is perhaps negotiable, depending on how things go. It is my great concern, given that they seem to have narrowed in on whatever it is they're looking for, that we might be facing something significant in the near future. We would be most grateful if this did not happen.
Right, Thunderhead, this is Virgil talking.
Yes.
All right, so I look up at Virgil and I go, well, what I heard was that you guys were unable to deal with this for the last month. You've lost people, you don't know anything about them, and you called us here. So if I'm gonna go down there and risk my hide, I certainly ain't doing it for no 1,500. Tell you what, add an additional 50% onto that, and then if all things go well, then we can negotiate more.
We're gonna want to roll a.
Oh, and I also chime
Persuasion.
in because I noticed that Breaker was staring at the guys, and I go, if you notice anything extra special about these guys that you need to give me so that I can negotiate better, that'd be great.
Well, these guys are definitely trained. You know, if I didn't know better, I'd say they're Sokka, but
And I'm just making eye contact with Virgil the whole time Breaker's breaking this down.
Virgil doesn't flinch away from your gaze.
Question
I'm
mechanically.
just letting him know that it's worth our time more than what he's gonna pay us.
there's a question for you, Thunderhead. Like, what style of clothing are they wearing? Are they wearing like Euro cut business suits or that cheap off the rack Soviet shit, or like the super soft Japanese imperial silks stylings? Like, what is
Now,
style today?
Breaker has a lot of knowledge of international style. This is true, but most of it would be combat gear. I would need probably a wardrobe and style roll from you to determine that.
Okay. Good thing I was raised by a drag queen.
Is there any chance?
I've never thought I'd hear that
mechanically-
sentence.
Mechanically, is there any way that I would be able to aid such roll, like give advantage or something?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now that the roll that Roland just made for threat assessment is going to give a +1 to the persuasion roll that I'm going to give to DLG in just a minute.
Okay.
But let's go ahead
That is-
and do this roll to see if you can determine the style of their suits.
19.
One second. I'm going to be consulting cheat sheets a lot.
No worries.
The style of their suits seems to be North American cuts. The men themselves are fairly nondescript. They're not notably Asian. They're not notably wearing any of the fashions of the current Asian, European, or African security corps.
And so they don't seem like they're from any sort of like gang here, or
No, these guys are professionals.
okay.
And T-Rex is notably very, very angry that they're coming into his neighborhood. They don't belong here. And he hasn't been able to nail them down yet. So I'm going to say that your threat assessment will give a +1 to the persuasion roll that I now want you to make, DLG.
All right. Yeah. I'm assuming business would be the stat.
Yeah, if you're negotiating,
Yeah, because I tell him, I go, look, my boy Breaker here just said that they're professionals.
or
He
that
called
would
them
be
professionals.
knowledge of business, though. I would go with persuasion for this one.
Where's persuasion at?
It's over in social skills.
Oh, okay. All right.
This game has a ridiculous skill tree, so
Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah,
at it.
I'm going out of my way to look at the skills over and over to make sure that I give opportunities for them all to be used.
All right, so 19 plus
19.
the 1, so 20.
We are well aware that the men we are asking you to investigate are some degree of professional security, or frankly, we would not have called you. But we're not asking you to engage them, we're not asking you to kill them, we're not asking you to stuff them in any trunks, we're asking you to find out what they're here for. Now, if you can figure that out, maybe we'll have something to talk about.
Right, and as I said before, you're asking us to do what you cannot do and have not been able to do for the last 30 days. So 50% more, or I'm going to keep my happy ass on this roof.
Mm-hmm.
We can have this conversation when you've presented something worth paying for.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't want the job, we have a long and extensive list of friends.
Is there any chance that I could see, like, tell if he's lying about, like, if he's got more options?
You would roll, I believe, human persuasion for that.
Okay.
They're not
Yeah,
human
what-
persuasion, human perception.
Oh.
I apologize.
Okay.
Can I also roll this?
Let's do the one.
Okay.
So, let's see. It's base plus my skill, right?
Yep.
I'm trying to... I'm still getting used to this. Okay, so... I gotta, like, get a calculator up. I'm bad at math. Sorry. It's a 30.
I gotta adjust my stats based on the sheer amount of cool you have put into your character. Good God.
Word.
You're pretty sure that you can read Virgil pretty well, even through the clear annoyance that he is showing and his habitual little tics and twitches and general fidgety nature. You can tell he wouldn't be happy about having to call someone else, but he's not lying about having other contacts.
Okay. I mean, he does have other options, but I don't know. He doesn't... I'm like openly sharing this information that I'm just like able to read on his face.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fine. You're telling the group. So,
If you bring us something worth our time, we can absolutely negotiate your fee then.
I'll, yeah, so I kind of like furrow my brow a little bit, and as I'm walking away, I just say, all right, we'll see what it's worth to you when we get back.
Excellent.
I mean, it could
Virgil goes back
Honestly-
to standing near his boss. Unless, oh, I'm sorry, I should give opportunity for anyone else to react.
I'm just saying, I know it's dangerous, but I mean, it could also be fun. You know?
Gonna have a good time, are you?
Yeah.
I audibly groan.
Kid, if this is your idea.
You got anything? You're ostensibly in charge of these two lunks. If not in charge, you're at least the contact for them. You are the primary point of contact for this contract.
Look, guys, don't make me look bad.
I'm just
I
trying to get
vouch
us
for you.
paid, okay?
Yeah, I know. But still.
I mean, I had no problem. You know, I just wanted to see, you know. I don't have a problem. I don't think he has a problem, Jay-Z here. But I could be
Virgil
wrong.
nods, gestures to the people down at the street, and says, "It seems to me that you have your work cut out for you." And then he walks back over towards T-Rex, leaving you on your own.
Yeah, I stand back behind Sniffs and just wait.
All right. So you're on the rooftop. You know what you're supposed to do generally. What you got for me?
I'm not good with tactics. I could ask them what they're up to.
very
that
nicely.
probably is not gonna really end well, especially since they seem
Probably
like
get
they're
shot before you got it, like 30 feet of them.
maybe.
I would note, Snips, that you can personally confirm some of these casualties as they would have been brought in through the cellar door for your treatment over the last few months. An abnormal number of gut shots.
I figured as much.
Well, I think. Well, if anything goes wrong, we could probably book it. But these guys are professionals. Is that you saying, Breaker?
Yeah, they're professionals.
Well, first, we should probably figure out what's so special about the building they're looking at.
That's a good point.
I thump Breaker on the shoulder and I go, you got any ideas, soldier boy?
Well, judging from the electronic warfare gear that I see that guy looking like he's using, I'd say they're hunting a netrunner.
Interesting.
So my question is, do we want to get them first, or do we want to ask them if they need assistance?
So you're saying you want to double cross someone?
Was there a cross to begin with?
No, I think he's asking if you want to check out the building or go confront these guys.
Oh. I mean, probably do what we can before we have to check these guys out. I don't feel like getting shot is in tonight's plan.
I start walking towards the stairs and I say, well, if I'm gonna get shot, I'd at least like to have something that shoots back. So I head to like the coat room to pick up my gun.
Yeah.
All right, everybody go with him.
Yeah, I'm heading with him.
All right. There are no notable oddities in the club, no serious confrontations. Everybody pretty much glances at you as you pass. You make your way out to the coat room. The bored-looking girl proceeds to go back behind the counter and place each of your weapons one at a time up on the counter, passing it to you. It takes an extra minute or so for Roland. And she definitely forgets a couple of your throwing knives.
Oh, well.
You need them? I could ask
Nah,
him.
I'm good.
All right. So, one moment.
I'll meet you guys up front.
I head out front. Snips.
I'm gonna go.
You
to
head out
my
onto the
shop
street?
And
grab my stuff.
as I'm walking out, I'm like searching my pockets and realize that I threw away my only cigar that I had left.
Oh,
Yeah. And
That's
for
a
a
damn
moment, I
shame.
look down the street to see if I can actually find it, and I contemplate picking it back up. And then I just turn back and wait for everybody to come out of the building.
all right. So you're all in a group outside of the club. You can decide what to head for.
I think, yeah, building seems like it'd be the first stop, and then, no.
But
See
you
what
want to go
these
to the
guys are
building that's like surrounded and controlled by the professional security?
Well,
Are they surrounding it, or are they just?
They're
in
standing
front of
across the street, across an intersection from it, but they're certainly
Ah.
watching it.
mhm. That's what I was assuming, that they weren't like,
Yeah.
bouncers around it kind of deal.
Do I see my cigar that's in the street?
There's a role for that.
Okay.
So wait, these guys have been coming and showing up and looking at this place, every day.
It hasn't been necessarily every day, but it's been multiple times over the course of the last month. It's possible that it's been every day, and they haven't had every single team reported.
This is a
So
perception roll.
Yeah, what would be a good what's a search roll? I apologize, I'm still very new to the skills.
No, you're fine.
Awareness,
Looks like
reveal
Perception.
object, or no, roll perception for me.
It's perception. All right.
Actually, you know what? No.
Yeah.
I got better for you. You're trying to find your cigar that you lost. Roll tracking for me.
I didn't lose it. I just threw it into the street. Okay, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
Loss implies happenstance and lack of intent. Okay.
Fair enough. Give me a roll.
What am I rolling again?
Roll tracking.
Where's that at?
It's under awareness skills at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Oh shit.
Because you go back to where you lost it, but it's not there.
Okay. 9 plus 8, 17. And then I add my intelligence to that as well, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay, so 25.
Well, that's you don't have a, okay, so if you look at your sheet, because I'm looking at your sheet right now.
Yeah, there's nothing
you
in the
add
level.
the level, and then you add the stat. And to the right there, those numbers, what you want to do there is put in the combination of level and stat, and then that's always going to be the number that you add to the D10.
Gotcha. Okay, my bad. All right.
No problem.
So, it'll just be a 17 flat then.
After looking around for a couple of minutes, staring at the ground, sort of kicking your feet, you find the stub of your cigar.
Perfect. I dust it off. Okay. And then I
This is disgusting.
tap Breaker on the shoulder, and I say, I'm gonna go ask that guy for a light, and I point to like the main dude.
I mean, I could have, you know, we could have bought a cigar for you, man. I got
No,
some of these.
it's just a way to get to talking to the guy.
Oh, sorry.
He could have asked him for smoke.
It's a way in. I get
Yeah,
it.
it's a way in. I'm
Sorry,
breaking the ice.
Makes sense, yeah.
All right. So, you said one of these guys was like, one was in a car and one was standing on the side of the street, right?
One was standing by the car,
Uh-huh.
and then about 10, 15 meters away from the car, the other three are standing, and the two are watching the guy who's wearing the AR headset.
All right. I'm gonna casually stroll up to the guy near the car.
What is Hootie doing at this point? Are you all now? Bear in mind, you're about a block away.
Somebody
so how close
stop
do
me if you
all
don't agree
wanna
with
get?
this.
I'm
No, go
actually
for
coming
it.
with.
That's great.
Okay.
He may not want me to, but I think.
But you're
that,
going
like,
anyway.
I'm thinking is like, you know, if things go bad, or he needs, you know, some help talking.
All right. And Roland and Riot Sister, you're all just going in a group.
No, I'm gonna hang back, and I'm gonna. Is there an alleyway, like mouth of an alley nearby?
There are a few alleyways you could duck into to kind of keep an eye on things.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So you're hanging loose and keeping an eye on what's going on, Roland?
I'm hanging back. I'm looking for like the nearest data term because those are usually good cover.
Yeah, there are a number of. I realize I didn't put any data terms on any of my maps, but that's actually a good point. Yes, there are data terms on the street, and that's a good place to go sort of stand and look like you're just looking up the latest info in the data pool, seeing if there are any more Kardashian sex tapes up there or whatnot.
Kim's got to be like, what, 100 by now?
Oh, but she looks so good with all that chrome. You should see
All
the
that
ass
body
now.
sculpting.
Oof. Holy moly. Besides, old man Arasaka was, what, something crazy old. All right.
So
I'm
I
gonna
am.
pull a pack of cigarettes out of my pocket and light up and just stand in the alley.
You had
As-
smokes this whole time as you watched me look for my cigar?
I don't.
Pretty Boy and Jay-Z making their way down the street. As you walk, as you start to near them, about 30 to 40 meters away, you hear the revving of motorcycles from behind you.
I
5
keep
motorcycles shoot past you, driving really just way too damn close, clearly trying to rattle you or just not paying attention. They hit their brakes, they go into a power slide, and they come into a stop. They come to a stop, blocking the road ahead of you. A number of people get off of their bikes, and Hootie, you know this asshole. The leader climbs off his bike. He's a bald man wearing brightly colored leathers, motorcycle leathers, just absolutely covered in slogans and team symbols. His head is shaved, and he has big... Hang on, this music is supposed to be playing, and it's not.
So it's not Willem Dafoe in PVC overalls.
It's not Willem Dafoe. No. But it is Stitches O'Malley. Known as Stitches because he's got these 2 rows of big, nasty stitches going back over his skull in the shape of a baseball. Every single one of the gangers has a baseball bat slung over his shoulder. Well, if it ain't Pretty Boy. What the fuck did I say? Bang, bang. Oh, you said it was him, Stitches. A fairly androgynous-seeming woman with a mohawk who seems to be his second responds. And what did I bet? Bang, bang. Oh, you bet your rep on it, Stitches. Yeah, my rep. That's right, I did. Just what the fuck is that worth since this little shit started showing up in my Chrome leagues? Whoa.
I look over at Pretty Boy and I go, you know this fucking billboard?
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna be helping us, to say the least.
He carries on. Bang Bang replies, well, I mean, not really as much as... That was a rhetoricalist question, you fucking gonk. It's worth everything. The Southside Slug has been working the diamond since old Pretty Boy here was getting his diapers changed back in bumfuck nowhere. And who's this you got with you, Pretty Boy? You hired yourself some kind of cowboy impersonator? You gonna rustle you up some balls while he's at it? What the fuck are you doing in this part of town?
You know, I get around, we're hanging out, we're, doing our thing.
Oh, he gets around. Oh, he's hanging out like my fucking hemorrhoids, this guy. I swear to God.
I wasn't gonna bring it up.
He's a funny guy, too. He's got some jokes.
I go to walk past him and I say, hey, Cabbage Patch Kid, I had plans tonight and they didn't include you.
All right. So we're gonna roll a face down here.
Ooh.
Interesting. I think this is gonna be fun.
I gotta look up how to do a face down. All right, yes. So you roll. Now, of course, it was Jay-Z that stepped forward first. So roll your cool plus your reputation, which at this point is 0, plus 1d10.
Okay.
Roll a 9 plus
pull up Stitches
6
here.
is cool, so 15.
So D10 plus rep. Okay.
He doesn't back down for 1 fucking second. He seems utterly unimpressed with your attempt to walk past as they stand in your way.
Past.
They do stand in your way. They don't attack you, but they're definitely not letting you walk past without some confrontation.
I hit B button.
You failed.
I hit the B button, do a spin move.
Let's get an F in chat. No, you fail your lowdown, which means you have the option of either backing down completely or everything further that you do is going to be at a -2.
I'm assuming I'm like on the sidewalk kind of thing, right?
Yeah, they blocked off the whole street.
Okay. Is there like a data bank or whatever those things are called?
There's a data term nearby.
Like, say I take like 2 steps to the right and I lean against the data bank and I just sit there and just stare at him.
I want to get a face down from from Pretty Boy here.
Okay. So like I walk directly up to Stitches. So 9 plus 3 plus cool. So that's a 20.
Ooh. The closer you get, the more shaken Stitches really seems. He doesn't like it. He was obviously hoping that you were just gonna turn around and walk the fuck
Can I do it
away.
with a smile? Just,
Oh, you won the face down. You do it with a big old shit-eating grin. It's like, oh, you got someplace to be, Pretty Boy. You ain't got time for your man Stitches. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you what, pretty boy, you know just as well as I do that the Sluggers got this territory. This is our league down here, and we don't like you coming around, so I tell you what, why don't we do this like they used to in the good old US of A? I'm talking apple pie and tailgating. I'm talking Babe Ruth. We gonna swing for it. What do you say? You put up that fancy bat of yours against mine. Now you know what he's talking about. Because this is
are we
a
playing
fairly common sort of
slow
duel
pitch?
that happens between baseball players in Night City.
Okay.
They call it swinging for the concrete. And the goal is to knock a ball over one of those flyovers. The first player to do it wins the challenge.
Okay.
So what do you say, pretty boy? And you can tell that a number of people around have started to gather looking at what the commotion is. It says, why don't we give these people here a little bit of a show? Why don't we give them what we know they all want? And why don't you hand that bat over to me and you just go ahead and toddle on back to bumfuck nowhere where you belong?
Well, I'm
How
gonna
many
say
sluggers are there?
There are a total of 5, including Stitches. Stitches, Bang Bang, and 3 cackling fucking morons who seem really entertained by everything that's going on.
Bang Bang was the female with the mohawk, right?
That's right. She's a big cuss, too.
I toss her a wink.
I don't think your bat's worth as much as mine, but I'm gonna say I'll accept.
Hang on, give me 1 second. DLG, roll a persuasion for me right quick.
Jesus. That was under social skills, right?
Yeah.
18 plus 12.
She looks confused for a minute, but then her general mean mug turns to a little bit of a smile.
I flip her off.
Oh, she didn't like that. Oh, she just looks sad now. She hefts her. Bear in mind, when I say they got baseball bats, I don't mean they got the Louisville Slugger you can pick up down at the local fucking sports store. I mean, they've got like these big, nasty, plated steel bats with studs on the striking surface.
Yeah.
So more like Tatsubos.
They're not very friendly.
I mean, mine's about the
Hey.
same. Yeah.
Prayers
So what do you say, pretty boy?
Like
At
I
this
said.
point-
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Roland.
Forward, and he's gonna, adjust his mirror shades and be like, "Look, I've got an alternative for you. I put a bullet through each one of your eyeballs, and then I go home and get a calf."
Whoa! Now who the fuck is this?
It's okay. It's okay.
What is
Roland.
this?
Hey,
Some kind
Okay,
of fucking
Breaker.
antique you got talking for you now? This guy, look at this smooth
No.
face. He's all done up to the nines. This guy's older than that piece of shit you got bolted on your arm, pretty boy.
Come on. Don't
You let him talk for you now.
Don't let him get to you. He's a nobody anymore. So let's have our little competition and have some fun. We don't want to disappoint our crowd here,
Snips. I need you to roll some perception for me because you're kind of watching everything.
Okay. Oops. $19.
The rolls tonight. My God, I've got to. So this is good because going into this and writing this, I'm sort of just making up difficulty levels, and this is giving me something to kind of gauge that on. Again, welcome to the world of Cyberpunk RED. You notice that the security men standing on the corner with the AR tech are looking over at the commotion that's happening down the street, and they're beginning to urge the tech to finish up his business. He seems to be moving his hands a little bit faster.
I'm going to go back to watching the security guys figuring that Pretty Boy's got this in hand.
Now the way down the street is blocked by the baseball thugs. Anytime you get close, they get up in your face. You're gonna have to physically confront one of them to move them.
Oh, I'm not moving. I'm just watching the security guys.
Just keeping an eye on them?
Yep.
All right. So what do you say, Pretty Boy?
Hey, let's do it. You know, we got places to go, people to meet.
All right, that's the spirit. See, I knew you had it in you, Pretty Boy. I knew that deep down in that yellow belly of yours, you had at least one fucking ball.
We're gonna make it quick because I know you've had a like a rough past week. You know, you're gonna have a nice ride on out of here in just a second. So don't mind.
I
real quick.
I look over at Pretty Boy and I say, make it quick because we don't have time for this walking pop-up.
Trust me, it's no problem.
The gathered crowd stands back. The baseball gangers kind of move out into a circle, so the two of you are standing right in the middle of the road with one of the flyovers overhead. And I mean, it's pretty high up there. This thing's a good 20, 30 meters high. It's gonna have to be one hell of a hit to knock it over. The first person to get it over is the winner. Stitches doesn't give you a chance to go first. He has one of his goons. Actually, no, he has Bang Bang line up a shot. She's got a nasty series of hydraulics in that shoulder.
Okay.
One of the better pitchers in the Southside Sluggers.
I blow her
She
a
lines
kiss.
up a ball.
Wait, how high is this billboard again?
30 feet, right?
About
Okay,
30
let me
meters.
double-
That's
30
a whole
meters.
lot higher.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like,
10 meters.
let me
I'm sorry,
see, let me see.
not 30 meters, 20 meters. I apologize for that.
Because I know I got something. You know I got something. Okay.
Y'all set?
Yeah.
DLG, roll a persuasion for me.
Uh, 7 plus 12, 19.
Bang Bang's first pitch is a real shitter. She gets distracted by at the last second and tosses it just right at Stitch's feet.
Nice.
Okay.
Much to everyone's surprise, he still manages to hit it. He brings the bat in low, he adjusts, he brings the angle up high, he pops it up into the air. It doesn't quite make it. It hits the underside of the flyover. You're up next, Pretty Boy. He steps out of the way, looking pretty pissed off, stands off to the side, and he motions for Bang Bang to toss another one. She lines up, and she throws. And you're going to want to roll some athletics for me.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do that. It's another 9. 9 plus 14, and then my skill, so it's like... Boy, howdy. 23 plus 8, so
31.
31.
That ball sails right on over the overpass, swinging for the fences. Bam! And Stitches, his mood just drops. Takes a look around, looks at your friends, spits once at your feet.
I don't think you're getting that ball back.
But he tosses his bat down on the ground and throws his leg over his bike. He looks back at you, says, This ain't fucking over, Pretty Boy. You got something coming. You got something coming soon. You better fucking know that.
Hey,
Before you have a chance
Language.
to respond, he revs his motorcycle. His guys get on their bikes after him. Bang Bang's the last to get on. She gives Jay-Z a quick once up and down, and maybe a little bit of an eyebrow. And they take off down the street. While this is going on, those of you who are observing what's going on with the security men, note that they have started to hustle the man with the AR rig down towards the waiting car.
I continue on my original path of approaching the guy at the car.
All right, you walking directly towards them?
Yeah.
All right.
By this point, I feel like I should not follow, and I just like stand about like where the mics were, examining the bat, so
Like-
that it doesn't look like I was a part of, like, associated with him. From,
Is
like,
there
their
a crowd still around around Pretty Boy? Like, are they cheering? Have they dispersed?
Oh yeah, they broke out into applause as soon as Pretty Boy knocked it over the flyover. A few of them disperse, but they're really into what they saw. By the way, Pretty Boy, go ahead and add 1 to your reputation score.
Jesus. Okay. Nice.
Can you give me just 1 moment? All right, you were in a nearby alley, Snips, right?
Yeah.
Breaker, you were with Pretty Boy.
Think about, like, the same area, yeah.
Has to be, because he was talking to him.
And then Jay-Z, you were making kind of a beeline. Yeah?
I'm walking with purpose, but I don't want it to look like I'm coming at him or just like coming in that direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep your distance, but don't look like you're trying to keep your distance.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Fly casual. Well, you got their attention in a big way.
I did.
The whole sequence of events that played out there had them looking.
Oh my god. Okay.
They spotted people looking at them, and they're getting the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Now, as they see people starting to make their way towards them, one of the security men is ushering their ward towards the car. The last one stays on the street corner and pulls a shotgun out from underneath his coat.
Oh, shit.
Hang on, I gotta...
So, can I have like a layout
So
of
here,
like
here's a question real quick.
proximity to
We're
the
gonna
car and
go
all
over
that
to
stuff?
Foundry VTT so that you can see everything
Okay.
you can see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you guys see the map now?
No.
Okay.
No, it's all
Yeah.
black.
I gotta set you guys up with sight. So this is my first time ever using Foundry VTT.
Okay.
Can you see anything now?
Yeah.
You can. All right. I'm gonna do the same for everybody.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, there we are.
I don't scroll.
No.
And I'm gonna open up VTT so that people watching the stream can see it as well.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Now these motorcycles aren't here. These were the gangers' motorcycles, but this is where you're standing in the street.
Okay.
If you look over to the east, this is where they had been standing, and they're moving down the road this way.
Towards the intersection.
They're moving away from the intersection now. They were at the intersection before.
Oh shit.
Moving to the southeast.
Okay.
So we're gonna roll for initiative.
Okay.
Well, actually, you haven't actually started anything with them yet. So I will give you guys the chance to go ahead and do some reactions. But he's standing on the street corner, essentially brandishing a shotgun at this point.
I hit him with the Axel Foley.
So,
Oh my god, you know how long it's been since I've seen Beverly Hills Cop?
Yeah. I go, hey, Frank, is that you, man? Frank, what you doing out here, man?
Is that actually?
It's been a long time, Frank.
Is this your plan?
Yeah, that's my fucking plan. What's
your move?
So Foley. Yeah.
All right, so you're moving towards him. What's your movement score?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
On your sheet,
Yeah.
your move stat.
7.
7. So you can move 14 hexes as part of
Okay.
a single move action.
All right.
So
And you can't move
for an
through
action,
these. These are like shanties and some like crappy little stalls where some people were milling around. You can smell rat burger cooking over towards the east.
Yeah, I head straight for the first street lamp there. That's like on the intersection, the double one. That's the direction I'm heading, and I'm looking at the dude closest to me. He's the one with the shotgun, right?
Yeah. So like right
Yeah.
about there.
Is that 14 hexes? I move as far as I can.
Okay, then you would go 2 more.
Yeah, if I get in the street, even better. Yeah.
All right. Now everybody roll initiative.
Okay.
before that, I'm going to reconfigure my combat awareness.
Okay.
3 points into initiative and 3 points into precision attack.
All right.
Initiative of 14.
Let me double check. Where's the initiative?
Oh yeah, what do we roll for initiative? Where's that at?
D10 plus ref. Reflex.
Oh, I see.
Thank you. I rolled a 16.
And
That
let
is
me jot this down so that I can keep track of things. There are features within VTT to do this for me, but it took everything in my power just to get it set up this far. So we'll figure
All right,
that out later.
Initiative of 22.
12.
All right. You had a 12, Hootie? What'd you have, DLG?
16.
16. And Snips, what did you have?
14.
14. Alright.
And I had 22.
Yeah. And you said you had a 12, Hootie?
Yes, 12.
Thank God for Sendifist and speed boost.
Alright.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, they just rolled exactly the same. Give me one more roll, Snips.
For initiative.
Yes.
15.
All right. And then I need one more here for me. All right. So the one bodyguard on the corner raises his shotgun and just opens up at you, Jay-Z.
Oh, come on, Frank!
Actually, you know what? No. Give me one persuasion roll really quick to determine if that happens or not. To determine if he is put off enough to wait for the normal initiative order instead of opening combat.
Okay, so I add the base plus my cool, right? Plus my die roll.
Well,
Is
your
that accurate?
base, what your base is that's your stat plus your skill. So your stat is cool, your skill is persuasion. So you add those together, and that's your base, and you add that to the D10.
Okay, so I still did this wrong. Okay, so my
I've been
persuasion
doing
is
this wrong,
6.
sorry.
My cool is 6. So that's 12. Plus
So you add 12 to
6,
whatever
so
you
18.
rolled. 18?
18.
All right. He looks befuddled, and he hesitates. And now we go into initiative order because he does intend to open fire, starting with Roland. The first combat turn of the game.
Breaker moves with unnatural speed. Snips will know he's got combat boosts. Good ones. He moves, smoothly draws a heavy auto pistol, and I'm going to double tap the guy with the shotgun.
All right.
It's rate of fire 2 weapon, so I'm rolling 2 attacks.
And we are at range 10. Now, do you take a negative on the rate of fire 2 double tap?
I do not.
All right. I'm going to have to consult my range chart.
Glad I won't have to think about that.
So you're trying to beat a 15.
Okay. 17 and a 19.
All right. Roll me some damage there.
All right, so this is a heavy handgun. So 3d6 plus 3.
Okay.
$15 for the first shot.
All right.
$12 for the second.
Oof. Okay. Let me go ahead and put this in here. I feel certain combat will run smoothly once we've done it a few times. Where did my note go? There it is. Alright, so what were those 2 damage amounts again?
15 and 12.
Alright. Well, both of your shots hammer him right in the fucking torso. The first one seems to... It doesn't penetrate. It knocks him back, but it opens him up to another one to the lower body that goes right through his hip, and he starts bleeding profusely. He is not having a good day. Also, simultaneously, what people are still left in the street start to just scatter in all directions. A woman screams nearby, "Oh my God!" And, if you're looking, you definitely see somebody. A number of people pick up their agents and start to tap. Agents, by the way, are basically smartphones. They can do more than smartphones, but they're essentially smartphones.
Right.
Alright. Jay-Z, your turn.
So is Frank dead, or is he just bleeding profusely?
He is still very much in the fight. It looks like he was hit in a non-vital area, but he was definitely hit. Notably, he does not go down from that shot. He seems to be recovering.
Oh, is he staggered? Or just kind of...
He's still very much in the fight. He's not in any way disabled. He's a little shocked looking.
Okay.
Is there anything near me that would count as cover?
You could try to pull a Scooby-Doo and stand behind that,
The
that
street
pole.
lamp?
Now, I should note for anybody watching, we are doing cover slightly differently than it's written in the Cyberpunk RED rulebook. Notably, the way cover works is if you are in cover, it will provide a negative to shots against you. If those shots miss, they hit the cover. They can only... Each piece of cover will have a damage reduction value equal to half of its normal hit points. And if you don't get over that damage reduction value, you can't actually damage the cover. And this has been done because the way the cover system works in Cyberpunk RED is a little questionable in that someone with a handgun can shoot through a steel door if they shoot it enough times, and I don't like that.
I can move 14 hexes, right? My movement's 7.
Correct.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Okay. I'm gonna sprint down to here. Oh. I can't move that way?
You can't go through this fence.
Oh,
this is a chain link
there.
fence.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, okay, that still works. So wait. And then to here. Because I want some cover.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take shots.
Move one more into this hex here. If you have the movement for it.
That was 12, so I can move 2 hexes.
Yeah, just if you get into a hex with cover in it, then you can theoretically take cover from essentially any direction at that point.
Okay, I'm shooting at the guy closest to the car.
Okay, you're taking cover behind kind of a rough shack of plywood and aluminum for the most part,
So it's
hoping
not really
maybe
cover
there's
as much
some
as it is
steel in
concealment.
there. It's more concealment.
Okay. Yeah, I take shots at the dude closest to the car. I'm trying to slow them down. I don't want them to be able to get in the car and get away.
Right, because the car is down over here.
Right. Yeah, so I'm taking shots at the guy closest to the car.
Okay. Shoot at this guy, and let's see here. Your range to him is going to be 12. What are you firing at him?
My heavy pistol.
And at 12, you're looking to beat a 15. You're rolling your reflex plus the relevant weapon skill, which in your case would be handguns.
Right. So the
Plus the
stat
D10.
for handgun is 7.
Okay.
Right? And then my reflex is 7, so that's 14 total. Is that how am I doing that?
Yeah, so you just
And then
gotta
add
roll,
my D10.
Don't roll a 1.
Roll the 2.
That was goddamn close is what that was.
Yeah.
That was real close.
You jinxed me, sir.
All right, go
So
ahead
I rolled a
and
16 total.
hold on. Let me check his stats real quick.
Okay.
Because he could potentially do something, but I don't remember if I gave him that or not. These are my mook stat
Suck
sheets I've
D's.
got over here. Okay, they do not have evasion, so roll for damage.
And that is...
By the way, you would have noticed, Roland, from the first hit, these guys' suits are woven with, at a minimum, Kevlar.
3d6 for my heavy pistol.
Correct.
13.
13.
553.
6. They put in their hit points here so that I can track it easily. Okay, there we go. And then my tech. Where is he? Alright, have his sheet open? I should have his sheet open. Hang on one second.
While you do their stuff, I'm gonna step away for like 45 seconds.
Alright. Yeah, it's going to be the end of your turn anyway. Okay, he's got 20. Just making sure I'm tracking everybody's hit points that need to be tracked here. Alright. So you fire at him. You hit him in the shoulder. It's the kind of shot that might knock somebody over if they didn't know what they were doing. He recovers very quickly and takes on a firing stance. Next up is going to be Snips.
Okay. I am going to. I went. In case you missed it, I went before I said I was going to meet them out front, and I went down and I grabbed my kit before I met them out front, which consisted of my bag and my assault rifle,
Okay.
which was chilling in here in the alley with me. So I'm gonna move. Oh, that's cool. It lets you see your line of sight.
Yeah. I actually... Okay, so just a brief aside. I made this map entirely in Dungeon Draft, where I had to lay down this grid and then set everything how I wanted it to be within the hex grid. And then I came into Foundry and I established walls and stuff for line of sight. Like you might notice if you wind up down here in the little shanties, you can see through one of them but not two of them. I'm very proud of this. It probably won't end up doing anything, but I did it anyway.
Where was I?
And I can see everything because I'm omnipotent and omnipresent.
You're impotent?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Thank you.
Sorry, man.
So you get a move and an action, Snips.
Okay. So I'm just gonna move here. And I'm going... How far?
Your move stat times 2 is the number of hexes you can move with a move.
Right. Block.
I like hex grids so much more than square grids.
Right.
Makes it fun.
Sorry, I can't read this. I want to measure how far this is. 20 meters. Alright, that's 20 meters. So I'm going to level my assault rifle and I'm gonna take aim at this feller here on the corner.
Now, Roland, you're more familiar with the system than I am. Is there a penalty for firing directly through one of your teammates?
Breaker about to get shot in the back.
Because that goes right through you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
If there isn't, I am going to impose a possibility of it.
I mean, and if she's trying to get some fees out of me for patching me up after she shoots me,
I'm gonna say if you take this
I'll be
shot,
like, this one's free, get down!
if you take this shot and you miss it, you're gonna have to roll an attack against Breaker.
Okay, that's fair. Alright, so I get a +1 to aim shots because of my cybernetic eye.
All right. Makes a little cyber sound.
You know, those,
Which-
like, just telescopic.
I've got Sirenscape up, and if I were better at this, I could play a little sound, but I'm not, so use your imagination. Wait, here we go.
So,
I swear to God, if Cat kills me.
Cyber sounds. They're very quiet cyber sounds.
I really hope I wouldn't. So, ranged combat is...
It's your reflex and the weapon skill in question.
Okay, plus
Plus
the
D10.
D10.
And what the range is 20 meters. Which weapon are you using?
An assault rifle?
Assault rifle, you're looking for a 15. That is your ideal range. Well, not quite ideal. A little bit farther is ideal, but that's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, crap.
I knew I
Okay,
should have grabbed
17.
mine.
So it's a 17.
Oh, for a Fourth Exile, yes, this will be archived in VOD. And on YouTube.
And so I rolled a 17, so
Oof.
do I hit?
Breaker. She just about, like, perforates your jacket under your arm. A bullet hole in your nice jacket right now. But you're gonna want to go ahead and roll damage because you did hit him. Not Breaker, you hit the guy you were aiming at.
Oh, okay. I was like, fuck. Hey, I know how to sew. I'll stitch a jacket back. Okay.
Make sure it looks
So it's
good afterwards.
5d6. So 11, 18, 19.
That guy's got to be dead.
That
breaker
he got
fucking
hurt.
destroyed him.
Yeah. That's a lot of damage.
Oh, I forgot to add my +1 to that. So that would
Now-
have been like 18.
Roland, I don't think there are any staggered by damage rules in Friday Night Firefight as they exist, are there? Other than like specific stunning attacks.
No, there's not yet.
There's not. So that is something that I'm going to consider for a house rule for next time, something I'm going to keep in mind. You hit him in the, sort of in the lower gut area, and it passes through where you estimate maybe like his liver might be. Oh, and it punches right through his suit, and he stumbles backward a couple of steps. He really, really should be going down. But you can see his jaw clench a little bit over to one side, and it seems like he gets a little rush, and he's still standing.
Well,
God
Oh
damn.
yeah, he's not combat boosted at all.
he's just the typical bouncer, is all.
Wait, he steps backwards.
Yeah, each of these is a meter. It's 3 feet. He can easily take a step backwards within his own hex.
He like
He's just
staggers a little.
he's staggered a little bit.
Gotcha. Alright. That's all I'm doing.
All right. The tech is freaking the fuck out. He looks panicked. He looks scared. He just wants to go home, and he bolts for the car. Making it that far next to the other bodyguard.
I see.
Hootie, it's up to you.
Yes.
They rolled shit for initiative. It was bad.
Okay. I mean, I seem like I rolled worse.
You rolled
If you
just
want to
better.
live, come with us.
None of them rolled over 10, except for the tech.
The problem is, I'm not a ranged dude.
You got a bat. You better get moving, boy. Now you
Oh,
can,
yeah.
if you can run. You can devote your entire action to a move, and it doubles your move stat. But you don't get
That's-
another action.
That's what I was gonna ask, because it's like I'm fast, but I can't get up to anyone right now.
What? So you have a grapple arm.
Oh yeah.
What's the range on the grapple arm?
I wanted to double check that. I've been looking through the cybernetics. I've just been distracted trying to keep it like focus on the game.
I don't mean
Let me do that
to
real
suggest ideas as the DM, but
No,
I
I
figured
hear you.
I'd remind you, since I know we're all
But it's
kind of dealing
definitely
with a
good.
lot of new stuff right now.
Scrolled way too far. It is cybernetics up here. Sorry. See, grapple hand, 30 meters. Okay.
And can it just project the hand that whole distance?
Yes. Yeah.
Oof. Okay.
So, like,
we'll
I could
consider
throw
that.
you and you could throw your hand.
Let's see.
Toss me.
That like I could grapple him.
No one
Right now.
tosses a
Don't tell the
dwarf.
elf.
Let's see. I'm going to run my full distance. Well, I'm going to run upwards to about. How do I move my character? Sorry.
You've got measured distance selected on the top left. Select
Okay.
the select token.
Okay.
It's a little box instead of the
Yeah.
measuring.
And that's 15. Because
Okay.
like, let me double check by measuring. I was here. That's 15. Okay. And so, I want to. I'd like to grapple the guy booking it.
Let me take a look at the grapple arm in the book real quick to figure out how we're gonna do this, because this is silly and I love
But
it.
oh wait, if the lamppost is in the way, I will move like one over.
You can reach around the lamppost. That's no problem.
Oh, snap.
Let me just pull up cybernetics here for a second, because I'm curious how this is gonna go.
I think I just make a grapple check. I've got a big ass range though.
Why all the chapters have to be named things like putting the cyber in the punk? I'm like, just call it cybernetics.
Yeah,
God's sake.
that's why I had a problem. It's With a line up to 30 meters, cannot be used as a weapon.
Fires hand along with grapple
Use-
line up to 30 meters. Okay. So it would be essentially a grapple check, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So like, well, that's inaccurate. Little are there. Yeah. On your grid, it says 20 meters from here.
All right. Now grappling is an opposed check, if I'm not mistaken. It's brawling against brawling.
I mean, it's either athletics or brawling. Let me double check.
I think it's brawling.
Got the books open as well.
Grappling. Grab. Dexterity plus brawling plus 1d10.
Okay. And it's an opposed?
Yes.
Rolling plus 10. Okay. So I failed there, but I'd like to use a luck.
Now,
My
you
lucks.
declare luck before you make a roll. I'll allow it this time,
Ooh.
but for the future,
All
declare luck before you make the roll.
That is
Now, what
something I
did you
not
actually
know.
roll?
I rolled a 2.
Yeah, no,
So-
that ain't gonna do it if that's your total
Yeah.
modified roll.
No, that's 2 plus like my brawling plus 10. So total that would have been 26.
Oh, you make it.
Okay.
He's not a particularly tough or nimble fellow. He seems like he's most at home in the lab, and he's sort of stumbling over himself to try to get away. Now he is standing next to that bodyguard.
I shot
Not
that
up an
bodyguard,
initiative, I'm
right?
not gonna. Yes.
Okay.
I assume these bodyguards have been drinking their fight milk.
Oh yeah, they have plenty of protein, so they can fight like a crow.
I'm
Well,
an expert in bird law.
your hand is locked on to hit, like you shoot your hand and he's running away, and it's like you walk up behind somebody and you put your hand on their shoulder, you know, but your nasty metal fingers just dig right into his collarbone.
She just starts
And-
screaming.
Yeah, he starts screaming his fucking head off. He's like, "Get off! Get off! What the fuck is this?" So that's
hey,
you.
hey, hey. Just calm down. We just want to talk.
It's just a friendly,
Just-
just a friendly pat, huh?
I mean, it doesn't do damage. It's just like
His
just grabs
fleeing
him.
is arrested for the moment. All right. So now it's going to be one of these here bodyguards' turns. Let me take a look at something real quick. Specifically, special shots.
Or don't.
Because I know that shotguns are capable of doing a special shot, but I'm not sure what the range is on it. Ranged combat, special shots, there's auto fire, shotgun shells. Within 6 meters, it says. Alright, so he couldn't get 2, so he's just gonna take a regular shot at Hootie. He looks, he's not in good shape. He's having a hard time, but his eyes are kind of bugged out behind his sunglasses. He racks his shotgun and he takes aim anyway.
okay. Now, you've gotten rid of my armor. So,
Oh, your no. You've got your skin weave.
oh, okay, good.
That's
good,
fine.
good.
Yeah, because I know that you built him around that, so that's fine.
Well,
I'll get rid of that.
Sheet. There it is.
I think you pressed delete on it.
And consult my range
thank you.
chart again, because that's what I do in combat.
Consulting
All right.
chair. It's almost like we're playing BattleTech.
Right?
I mean, I've seen worse.
Okay. Oof. All right. Yowza.
Hmm.
He racks his shotgun, he takes aim, and he unleashes a cloud of buckshot at you. For what's your damage reduction, Hootie?
So I've got. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm like. This is the first time with this one.
This is our first combat. This is a learning experience.
I was prepared to like not have that armor. So let's see. It says SP7 for both head and body. No,
Okay,
I'm not
so it
sure.
reduces the damage incoming by 7.
Okay.
He hits you for 11 damage
Okay.
after damage reduction.
Okay.
You are peppered with buckshot, enough to break the skin, certainly in several areas.
I'm doing decent, but it sucks.
That's kind of a nasty hit.
Well, I mean, it would be.
At that range with a shotty, yeah, I can see that.
Down to 39 health.
All right.
Yeah.
He then, after firing his shot, takes off directly to the south. Straight towards Jay-Z. He's got his eyes locked on you, and his eyes are wild.
Oh dear.
There's a limbo under my arm. It's like the wire that connects.
Yeah, does he not get clotheslined?
He ducks under the wire.
Slides under and then keeps trucking.
He limbos like you wouldn't fucking believe. This guy is clearly a limbo champion. No, he ducks under it on his way.
Man, I can think of some shenanigans that could happen with this arm.
Unburn's being rude.
It's kind of a nonsense machine. All right,
Yeah.
getting slightly better at consulting my charts here. Next bodyguard up.
Uh-oh.
He is going to start moving back towards the car. And also take cover as well as he can behind this lamppost, though it's obviously not going to provide too terribly much. He lines up a shot at Jay-Z at 10 meters. He does not have a shotgun. These other two bodyguards pull out a pair of very large-looking military-issue pistols.
Oh.
Comparable to what I'm carrying.
Christ, he misses abysmally.
Are they
But he perforates the stall around you with heavy caliber handgun rounds, Jay-Z. Now, here's an interesting question. Is there a rule for breaking a grapple on somebody else?
Wait, who's shooting at me?
The middle bodyguard.
The middle bodyguard? Did he hit
He moved
me
down
or
the
no?
street, he took a shot at you, and it hit the stall that you're taking cover behind.
Good. I yell,
Take a
his
look
mother
at
never
grappling
missed.
Grapple, okay. Can I make use of a weapon? Attacker can enter with Defender or any other character must use this action to roll a successful grab against the attacker to break the grapple. So dexterity, brawling, 1d10. Okay. So he grabs hold of your gripping cyber fist and starts trying to work it free from the technician.
Another
So
brawl.
go ahead and roll a grab check for me.
Sucks you couldn't like let go and grab his face and like just tear his face off.
That's a 24.
Oh, he struggles.
Is a 10 a crit? I'm just curious.
Yes, 10 is a critical success. You then roll another d10 and add it.
Okay, just wanted to make sure before.
So what's your total score with the crit?
So that was 20. Like I didn't roll the second time, so that was 10 plus 14, and then second roll is a 7 on top of that, so that's 30.
He struggles as hard as he can with the grip that you have on this guy, but ultimately fails to do much more than dig your metal fingers deeper into his collarbone.
Yeah. Poor dude's not going anywhere. Just wanna
Apparently
talk.
not. That is it for all three of them. We come back around to Breaker.
All right, I'm making my full movement. And I straight up John Wick the guy.
Oh,
Like, just shoot him in the face from
Point blank.
like you stick your gun like in his mouth and pull the trigger.
damn.
Just about.
I do the classic, like, right under the jaw.
Oh, roll your shot. You doing this with a handgun?
Yep.
All right, you're still looking for a 13.
One second.
I'd like to hear that.
I just say, all in all, for this being the first time any of us have played this game, I think it's going very well.
This is an
I think it's
18.
going good.
God damn. Okay, roll your damage. Now, hold on. Oh, hold on. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. Do you actually want to target his head?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That is a -8 to the shot.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, I'm just going to stick for something that I'm going to be reasonably sure isn't armored.
Okay. He's got a few holes in his armor at this point also, to be fair. But it's also very John Wicky to, like, aim down into someone's chest and just, like, fire 3 times.
Yeah.
Which is a very unfriendly move.
So,
So
yeah,
roll your roll your damage, because you did hit him.
Yep. So an 18 and a 16 for both shots.
Respectively, you have an 18 and then a 16.
Yes.
All right, hang on 1 second. Eventually, these stats will come faster to me.
Yeah. It's just like the first time, and it's all good.
A 19 for the first one.
You hollow the dude's fucking rib cage is what you do.
And 15 for the second one.
They go right in and they come out the other side, and some of what he had for breakfast mixed with viscera gets on Jay-Z's shoes.
Oh,
Ooh.
shoes.
This dude hits the
Not the
ground
shoes.
like a ton of bricks, and he is 100% dead.
Well,
Some motherfucker always trying to ice skate uphill.
Oh, hang on, I deleted the wrong guy.
yeah.
There we go.
I saw that.
Some motherfucker's always trying to ice skate uphill. This was apparently an improvised line from Wesley Snipes.
Oh boy.
What can I say? I like the classic.
Well, so much for that fella. Let me erase him from initiative here. Now, bearing in mind that each of these combat rounds takes, I think, 6 seconds? Is what it's either 6 or 3 seconds, it says in the book. I think it's 6 seconds.
3.
Is it 3? Alright, so all this has happened fairly quickly. No one's really had much of a chance to respond yet. Jay-Z, that's your turn, buddy.
All right, so I'm allowed to move 14 spaces, or 14 spaces, right?
Mhm.
So this is 14, right? Question is, can I move through this cover here? Or how's that work?
You would want to go around it.
Go around it.
Yeah.
No.
Can't really cut them off right now.
Drive or
Yeah.
anything.
If you
I can't,
make
like, hop over
a
it?
successful athletics check against a difficulty value of, I'd say, 17, you could vault it. But if you fail it, you might stumble.
Yeah.
Where's my luck at? 7? I'm gonna use one of my luck.
You can apply as many luck to the roll as you want, and we are using a slightly modified form of luck in that if you roll a critical failure, the luck does not apply. And if you roll a critical success, you get half your luck back rounded up.
I'm just gonna use one luck, so that's basically adding one to the roll, I'm assuming.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Just
so
adds one to your end result.
So I got a question.
Uh-huh.
I have a level 6 athletics. Does that do anything to my stat?
If you have level 6 in the athletics skill, you then add that to the associated stat, and that's what you add in total. Basically, every skill roll is going to be the same thing throughout the entire game.
Well,
It's always
going
gonna
to
be
So you're not adding your
skill
dex,
level
then.
plus your stat value plus D10.
What I gather from it is that the base is not like, it doesn't mean like base, it's just like bonus is what
Yep.
word you're looking for.
The base is confusingly worded. The base should always be, so you've got your stats, your attributes, and then you've got your skill ranks that you've put into the individual skill. And then each skill has the associated stat with it.
Well, okay,
Those
so
two
hold
numbers
on.
together is the base, and the base is what you add to 1d10 to make the check.
So my dexterity is 7. Okay.
And your
In
athletics.
the athletics box,
Yeah.
where it says level, I have 6. And in the stat box, it says 7.
Yeah, the stat is your dexterity.
13.
Yeah.
Okay, so my base is 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you roll 1d10 and add 13 to it, and that's going to be
Alright.
what your roll is.
Sorry, that was so confusing.
No, this is
Oh,
this
no,
is
no.
exactly what we're supposed to be doing right now. Is figuring this out.
I was on the same page. You're fine. Like I was like, oh wait, we add the stat after the base.
Okay, so
No.
I rolled a 3 plus the base, so that's 16, and then I used 1 luck, so that makes it 17.
Okay. You
So what does that
succeed
do
and now
for
can
me?
continue on your movement directly across it.
Okay.
You vault over the shoddy little
Nice.
countertop.
Wait, it says collides with one wall. I'm guessing it's counting the
Oh yeah,
object that I'm vaulting over.
just move over and out because there is a wall here in
It's not
game
even letting
terms.
me. There we
Just
go.
move to whichever hex it's going to be. Yeah, move around it.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, so I wanted to move to the back side of the car there and like shoot over the trunk to the guy that I shot the first time.
Now, as you approach the vehicle, several lights begin to flash on the outside of it, and a simulated voice pipes up. Unauthorized presence detected. Please step away from the vehicle immediately, or I will be authorized to use physical force.
Ah, God damn it, it's a
Car.
Teleman.
How much? Oh man.
You would have heard this as you were running out it once you broke a certain distance. I would say you have time to redirect yourself.
Kind of like fall back as a square or a hex.
You'd have to be at least with just any place that there is at least one full hex between you and the vehicle.
Okay, is that cool?
That seems to keep it happy.
Okay. I'm still shooting at the guy closest to the car. So
This
then
guy right here.
that's-
He's the
Yeah.
one that you shot the first time, yeah.
Yep.
Shoot
Okay.
the tech.
All right, so my where'd it go? Reflex is 7.
And remind me what you're firing.
It's a heavy pistol.
Heavy pistol and range 5, so you're looking for a 13. Homeboy is behind him, so if you fail this roll, you're going to have to make an attack roll against the tech.
Okay. Rolled an 8 plus 3, so 18.
18. Roll damage.
3d6.
I'm going to gonna have to make tougher mooks. To be fair, they are just mooks.
11. 6,
11.
4, and 1.
As you fire, you note that the guard very specifically puts his arm in front of the tech and pushes him back against the wall as much as he is able while he's still grappled. And he takes the shot directly in that shoulder.
Okay. That's me. I did the thing.
Nice.
All right. 1 second. DLG, roll an initiative roll for me.
That's what is initiative again?
1d10 plus ref.
That's right.
Yeah.
9 plus 7, 16.
Okay. So next up would normally be Snips. But before you have the opportunity to react, you hear gunfire detected, hostile presence identified, executing.
Oh no. It's a transformer.
Executing?
That's sounds bad.
Several panels on the trunk of the car slide open, and a fairly large caliber weapon mounted on a gimbal comes out,
Okay.
rotates, and aims directly at Jay-Z.
I
Get
thought I
down,
moved
Mr.
away.
President.
Well,
Then you fired a
the
bullet
gun
over the top
fired
of it
very loud.
at the people that it's there to protect.
Over the top of it? It looks more like right next to it.
It,
I mean, I
it's
feel like
close
it's
enough.
chill.
Okay. These
feel
are some
like it's
GM
within its
liberties
right.
here.
It has a vicinity detector. Oh god.
It would hit you for 12 damage minus your stopping power.
Ooh, where's my stopping power?
Oh, and please... Oh, no, sorry. Skin Weave doesn't ablate. Never mind, Hootie. I was going to say that your armor ablated, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
The SP
Your stopping
value
power
of
is
your
whatever.
letters.
Oh, 11.
11?
Yeah.
So it only hits you for 1 damage. Your armor catches most of it.
Nice.
But your armor is ablated by 1 point, so it'll stop
Okay.
1 less next time.
All right.
It's not like a high caliber, high powered rifle or anything like that. It's the functional equivalent of a large pistol that it's firing at you at close range.
Oh good.
All right.
You also hear the engine of the car start as part of
Oh.
all of this.
Well then.
Snips. It's to you.
Alright.
You're all the way over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty safe.
I was shooting people over here.
Smoking a cigarette.
Well, yeah.
Chilling.
Chilling.
I would note that as we work through this combat successfully, just for the sake of context, it is kind of like you just sort of attacked and murdered a man in the street.
Yeah.
Just bearing in mind. Dabber Raccoon, this is Foundry VTT.
Only after he pulled a shotgun.
That's
I
true.
mean,
That's
it
true.
was self-defense.
And given where we are, it's not like NCPD's really gonna care.
You're not far from the combat zone.
17. Okay.
I like this. I can select your tokens, and then I see your line of sight, which is actually pretty nice.
yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That is very helpful.
So, again, I'm gonna shoot this guy by the light lamp post. Almost said light lamp shade.
He would currently be the only undamaged one of the bodyguards.
Really? Okay. So...
Well, thank you, Wandering XP.
27.
Yeah, these are custom maps that I made in Dungeon Draft also. You say 27?
I did.
Wait, you rolled 27?
Yeah.
Okay, what was your range?
17.
I mean, I'm pretty damn sure that hits with an assault rifle. And you guys are tracking your ammunition, right?
Is my character just weak as fuck? Cause even if I rolled a perfect 10, I could never roll a 27.
Your body
Well,
stat
it's-
is fairly low, but she has some pretty excellent shoulder arm skills. Or
I
shoulder
have like
gun
really
skills.
low some stats, and then like as high as I could others.
The best roll I could ever do is a 26.
Go ahead and roll some damage for me there, Riot Sister.
Let's see.
Double check, because I have... Pretty sure that
It should be your reflex plus your shoulder gun skill plus 10. Well, 1d10, you know what I mean.
I think the highest I could do is 24. So.
Okay.
I mean,
So
unless
then I
yeah.
reflex plus shoulder.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's 27. Or 27. And then plus my...
Yeah, because you've got 5 plus 6, so you're starting off with 11. Well, then you should only be able to get up to 22. What did you roll? What was the actual die roll?
10.
10? Oh, that's also a critical success. So that would be a 22, and then you would roll another d10 and add that.
Nice.
Also,
8.
if you're ever rolling damage and you roll double sixes, let me know.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a critical hit.
Oh. I see. I haven't rolled for damage yet.
But you definitely hit Riot Sister, so let me know what damage
Okay.
you're doing.
13.
1,500 is it going to fucking cover ammo?
That seems legit. Say 15?
Yeah.
Okay.
Breaker's pissed at this point.
What
You
you
hit him
upset
pretty-
about, bud?
You hit him pretty square in the chest, but it seems like his suit catches most of it.
1,500, this isn't even going to fucking cover ammo.
Oh, yeah, see?
Well, it's a good thing you opened up the door to negotiations. You just better make sure you bring him something worth having is all.
Buddy, I'm opening up the garage door to negotiations. I'm going to own this guy's house by the time we're done.
It's okay. I can help. I have a bat. I can, threaten. It's not my normal style.
It's the tech's turn, and all he really has available to him is struggling just as hard as he can. Go ahead and give me a grapple check, Hootie.
All right. That is an 18.
Oh, he gets so close. He gets so close. He's freaking out. He's like a mouse with its leg caught in the trap. He's screaming, "Let me go! Let me go, you son of a bitch! I just work for him," he says.
It's okay. We just want to talk. Just like
Nothing.
high tension on
Nothing
the
is
arm
okay.
and everything.
He's pulling at the cable as hard as he can, but he cannot seem to break away from it. I hadn't actually considered that you had that arm when I was setting this up, so this is interesting to me. I remembered it as he was running. I'm like, oh wait, Hootie can throw that hand, can he? It is now your turn, Hootie. You are still grappled.
Work with me with when it comes to like how like So I'm gonna describe how I move. It's just basically I want to flavor it.
Please do.
I want to run up, but up to this guy here. But the way I do it is like I look like I basically hop on my heels for like a second, and I just like grind forward, like pulling in the tension of the cable, and then
using him like an anchor point.
And then pull out my bat and then swing at this dude.
With this guy holding on to the tech and anchoring him, you know what? I buy it. I do buy it. And since it's really just using your move, now you are restricted to swinging with one hand.
Okay.
Does it designate that the baseball bat requires two hands as a medium weapon?
That is true.
Because I would let you do that, but you're going to have to release the grapple at the end of your pull in order to swing the bat.
I'd say he doesn't know the value of like keeping him here, so I'm gonna say he lets go of the grapple and then swings his bat at this.
So ruffian. With your arm attached to this guy, and with the bodyguard really anchoring him firmly, you just sort of reel yourself in as he is screaming and struggling, and you can feel his collarbone actually snap under your fingers as you use him as an anchor point. And then as you get up close enough, you release the grapple and use your forward momentum for a little hop, bringing the bat up over your shoulder and just swinging right for this dude's head.
Okay. That is going to be a 2 melee weapon. Yeah.
That'll be your dexterity plus the relevant melee attack skill, which is going to be melee weapon in this case, plus 1d10.
That is a 23.
All right.
20 hit, 23 to swing.
You hit. Give me some damage.
Okay, that's 3d6. That is 6 damage. Not the highest, but you know.
You swing just as hard as you can.
Wait, do I add my dexterity to the damage? I don't remember that.
No, you just roll the damage for the weapon.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Yeah, just
you hit him. You hit him right in the chest, but it doesn't really seem to do much. As you're looking close, it seems almost like his suit stiffened a little bit before the impact struck. He seems utterly unfazed.
Okay. Well, now we have close combat.
That was stylish, though.
That
was pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie.
I just thought of that when it comes to like, oh, I could just do that. Fun.
All right. It is now the bodyguard's turn. Looking you right in the face. He shoves his pistol into your chest and he squeezes the trigger.
Oof. Okay.
15 before reduction.
No, that downs it to 1 damage because they have 14. No, it's 7. Okay, so I was accidentally adding together, so that's 7 reduced on it. So that's 8 damage, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're doing fine still.
Hootie's looking a little worse for wear at this point. He's taken a couple of hits, but interestingly enough, the other party members will note that Hootie's skin seems real tough. If it hits him at an angle, he seems to kind of shrug it off.
I'm also just wearing almost straight baseball clothes. Like I'm wearing a little bit over my uniform.
With his long hair flowing in the breeze, he rushes at a corporate security guard with a baseball bat and then takes one in the chest, but just, he's, you know what? He's still in the fight.
I'm like
still
smiling.
going.
I'm having a fun time.
Nice.
I got to ski on some pavement.
All right, let's see
You
here.
just need a cowboy hat. Like, yeah.
I'm doing grapple so much, I should really memorize these rules at this point. Dex brawling, 1d10. Okay. So the remaining bodyguard, mostly ignoring the rest of you at this point, wraps his arm around the tech and physically hauls him off of his feet, moving.
Yeah, I don't think he ever should
Basically-
have let go of him.
Tossing him over one shoulder, he heads directly for the car.
Shit. Shoot him in the leg.
If he gets one more action, he is going to succeed at putting him into the car.
Jump on the hood, Jay-Z.
It is
The
now.
car will kill me.
It is now Breaker's turn.
Well, first thing Breaker's doing is he's doing that cool action movie thing where he hooks the point of his boot under the shotgun, kicks it.
Ooh. Yeah. That's going to be some kind of a check for me. Because, so what I'm going to say this is normally it would take a full action to lean down and pick up a weapon off the ground. That's specifically stated. But if you
Right.
can succeed at a roll for me, I'm going to say you pull this off as a free action.
Athletics.
Yeah, because that's dex based. That makes the most sense to me. So give me an athletics check, and you are going to be looking for, consulting my charts here, a 17.
17.
Exactly 17?
Exactly 17.
You dirty bitch. Breaker sticks the toe of his boot under this shotgun, pops it up into the air where it hovers for a second, and then he brings his hand in and just carries it right into a firing position. As a free action. So you have, it would be the same as if you were drawing a weapon from an easily accessed holster, so you still have a move and an action.
Nice. Moving an action. Yeah.
Now, what's this load? What's well, what's it loaded with? Slug? Shot?
Shotgun?
What?
It's
Yeah.
just loaded with slugs. He had
Okay.
some shells on his person, but it's got an 8-round magazine loaded with slugs.
All right.
So you still got 6 shots.
All right. So, Buddy Boy with the tech is getting it.
At that range, I think that's what, like a 13 you're looking for.
Yeah, pretty much point blank range with a shot.
Yeah,
I
you're
got
looking
it.
for a 13 to hit.
I love these tokens. They're so good.
You like them? I made all of them last night.
18.
Yeah, you decidedly hit him. And that weapon is going to be rolling 5d6 for damage.
Good lord.
Damn.
$18 damage with 2 6s.
So that just straight, I think critical adds a straight 5 damage. So that's gonna put him there, and then let me consult my my chart here. I can probably stop saying that. It's pretty obvious if I'm pausing, I'm consulting a chart.
It's all good.
Breaker just comes over the street like Kyle Reese with the shotgun.
And just sticks it right in his face and pulls the trigger. Looking for the crit chart. Critical injuries.
Curtis
Roll
is
2d6
starting
for
to
me.
Midnight Lady. Oh dear.
7.
Roll it one more time for me.
Okay.
5.
You hit him right in the chest. Just pepper him across the rib cage, and you can almost physically see one side of his chest start to cave in as the Kevlar gives out, and you can hear the nasty crack of bone inside of his torso.
Damn.
Nice.
Nice.
Ow. Don't know if he's standing
He
yet.
slumps over against the side of the car, banging on the hood as hard as he can. He's
still
barely
carrying
on
the
his
tech.
feet at this point, but he's still kind of standing. Similar to the other guard, you can see him kind of work his jaw over to the side, and looks like he bites down on something, and he gets just this little extra rush.
Okay.
Up next is going to be Jay-Z.
All
Is the
right.
guy still carrying the tech?
He is still carrying him.
Even after slumping?
Well, to be fair, he put him down at the end of that run. He's mostly got him behind him at this point.
All right. I'm going to move around to the front of the vehicle, right here. Actually, wait. I was here, right? So that's
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna go right here. That's 7. And I'm gonna shoot the bodyguard. Now, if I grab the tech by the collar, does that count as an extra move, or what's the?
Yeah, that would be an action. That would be a grapple. You'd have to
Okay.
do that
Yes,
instead of
yeah,
attacking. But once you're grappled, you have options, including you could try to throw him.
Or use them as body armor.
Oh, I don't, because I feel like last ditch effort, these guys are gonna try and kill the tech.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not if he's worth a lot of money.
Well, they don't want us getting the information though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too.
Who's up after me? Snips and Hootie, right? Does the guard go after me?
It's going to be after you is actually the car, and then Snips the tech, and then Hootie.
Okay.
I'm
And we're
outranked by a car.
And where's Snips at? She's way back there.
Yeah, she's all the way back on the corner with her assault rifle.
If I was trying to throw the tech, what check would that be?
You know, it's good that we're trying to do all these things, because this causes me to look up how the fuck you do them.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Yeah.
Once you are grappled, you can throw a person you are grappling or an object you're holding. But currently the attacker, you can use an action to throw them onto the ground, dealing your body stat to their hit points. Throwing your target ends your grapple with them, leaves them prone, unable to use the move action. Doesn't look like you can throw them a significant distance. You can throw objects.
I'm just trying to get
I
away
would
from
say
the
if you were
guard.
trying to physically move him like over your body, like over, and then just get him away from the car, you could move him, I'd say 3 hexes
Okay. What do I
at
need
a successful
to do to do
throw. If you're grappled with him,
What
what you would have to do is you'd have to spend an action this turn to grapple him. and then spend an
Oh.
action next turn to throw it.
Yeah,
Because I
that's
moved.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
No,
because it's an
because
action,
it's
and you
like-
only get one non-move action every round.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, so I can only grab him this round and then try and throw
Yeah,
him
you
next
have to
round.
be grappled in order to then throw.
Gotcha. All right, I'm just gonna shoot the guard in the face,
Yeah, that seems sensible to me.
Yeah.
or not so much in
Good
the face.
plan
I'm just
B,
gonna fucking
yeah.
shoot him in the yeah.
I think you're only looking for a 13 at that range with a pistol. If you miss, you'll have to take an attack roll against the tech because they're bunched up on each other.
All right, so my 3 plus the stat, so my base is 10. Plus... Roll a 9, so 19.
You hit. Damage.
I rolled 6, 3, and a 1, so 10. I don't think that's enough.
He's bleeding pretty badly out of a ragged wound in his gut and slumping against the car. You hit him in the shoulder where his suit is still intact, hard enough that it hammers his shoulder back into the car and he kind of slumps down on it. He's clearly having trouble maintaining consciousness at this point, but he is not down yet.
Damn.
I'm just worried the tech's gonna get the car.
Put
Yeah.
yourself between the tech and the car.
There's not really any space, I'm saying.
We're looking for a 13. Okay. The gimbal-mounted weapon swivels towards you, JZ.
Remember, the tech and the bodyguard are between me and the car.
They are. It has a remarkably high shooting stat.
I
It's-
mean,
Oh, this
It
is
is-
the
it
Angelina
is a- it
Jolie
is mechanically
turret.
assisted.
I'm sorry. She curved the bullet.
This is a
Yeah, around.
just, having a good time with it. There's like
For-
space.
Yo, man, this is bullshit.
15 damage before reduction.
Was it my head or my body?
Your body.
I have 10.
So you
So I
take
take
5
5
damage and ablate your armor by
and
1.
lose a point.
It opens fire at you and sort of peppers your leathers enough to go ahead and punch a hole through your hip, but it's mostly a flesh wound.
Okay. That's it. Well, so if I have movement
Leaned
left,
on my
I can't
space
use
bar
it,
there.
right?
That was a mistake. Okay, fixed. Was that?
No, never mind. Never mind.
All right. Up next is Snips. All the way back here.
Yeah,
all the way
well,
back here, playing it safe.
I mean, got the range on it, though.
Ugh. Flip it. I'm gonna dash around the fence and slide out behind. What?
My undies will never fit the same. Yeah, you're gonna take a negative on your humping check if you ever make it with Bang Bang there, JZ.
I'm gonna run out here and then I'm gonna hoof it over here. Slide behind that. Sorry about Bang Bang.
All right.
And then again, lean out and pop this guy next to Hootie.
Mhm.
Or sorry,
The one
Pretty
by
Boy.
the pole engaged with Hootie.
Yeah.
Okay, Hootie's
Yeah.
off to
Are
the
you
side, so you
grappling with
don't.
him,
You
or
probably
you-
don't have a chance
no
to hit
grappling.
him unless you get like a negative roll.
Okay.
And you're at what? 10 meters.
Let's see.
So you're looking for a 16.
9. Yep. 18.
Okay.
Just getting shot to pieces. Give me some damage.
Easy.
Oh, not that one. I rolled 13 with 1/6.
Just 1/6, not doubles.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad. Oh, wait.
All right. Hootie, this
Hold on.
guard is, he's entirely focused on you, and you're up in his face. You're all that each other can see. You swung the bat against him. He stuffed his pistol back at you and fired a shot that glanced off your synth weave. You two are in a life or death struggle. Your eyes are locked. And then suddenly, a round from an assault rifle comes through and just punches right through the guy's neck. And he goes sliding off to the side, hits the side of the building and slumps down. He's not dead immediately, but he is bleeding badly and he is on the ground.
Okay.
Move him over here.
Thanks. See.
Oh, wait. I did that to the wrong bodyguard. That was the wrong guy's damage. Pardon me. Let me fix that real
Oh.
quick.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay, all that happens, but it's not his throat. It hits him in the shoulder and kind of spins him around a little bit. It mostly impacts against his suit,
Mm-hmm.
but he's taken a pretty mean hit there. God, their rolls are so goddamn low right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was Snips. The tech opens the door and just shoves himself. He dives across the back seat of the car.
Okay.
And he shouts, "Just get me the fuck out of here." When is that coming up?
Yeah.
All right, he dives into the car and he shuts the door, but I'm going to say it's until the car's next activation that it actually goes, because it's driving itself, unless the bodyguard can get in and pilot it. But even he's going to have to spend an action to actually get in. So you got one chance here, but the door is shut. So that goes over to Hootie.
Okay.
Shot.
Let's see.
They are coming.
I'm thinking that
Oh, I lost your camera rolling.
well, this is gonna be dangerous for me, but would I be able to try to like
Like break the window?
break the window and trying to get into the car?
Or force the door.
Something trying to like get it so that I can get inside.
You can attempt to break the window, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's the first thought he would go for, is trying to break the window so he can get in, grab the guy at least.
Okay. The window does have a particular number of hit points. I'm gonna say you're not gonna have any trouble hitting the window. That's a pretty easy swing. I'll say make, a roll for it, but you're looking for like a 10.
Okay.
But breaking it is another question.
Yeah, the question is how much damage do you deal?
I mean, I crit.
Now, you can add... The crit doesn't help you on the attack roll.
I know.
Now, you can add luck points to damage rolls. You can add it to any roll.
Okay. That's helpful.
Just lift up.
I'm not going to tell you what the hit points are.
Yeah. So I definitely land. I mean, that's bit of a number. 20... 19 plus 14. 30... 33 to hit.
33 damage?
Yeah. No, not damage, but that's the land. And now let's do the
You
roll.
definitely hit the window.
Yeah.
You hit the exact center of the window. If anyone was watching, they'd be impressed. This is like drawing a perfect circle by hand.
Mm-hmm.
He hits the window.
But how
and
much
like,
damage do you do?
bounces back.
I'm gonna add 2 luck.
Okay.
So let me roll for the damage. That's, let's see, 6, 2, 1. So that's 9. So that's, sorry. That's 11 damage.
11 damage.
Yeah.
You put a big, nasty crack up the glass. It would not take much more to get through there, but it is still there. It's clearly reinforced glass, because a normal window would have gone out.
Question.
Yep.
My rate of fire for the studded bat is 2. Does that mean I could do 2 swings?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Let me check that real quick, because we've had Roland doing some double taps.
Yeah, melee weapons like the bats do get a rate of fire too.
Yeah, so you can just make 2 standard attacks, yeah?
Okay. Yeah. So
Your first hit crazes the glass nastily and sends a big crack up it.
okay.
Make 1 more attack roll, you're still only looking for a 10.
Okay. It's another crit. So
You're wasting all the good rolls.
I know.
Roll some damage for me.
Yeah. That's gonna be 3d6 damage. That's 6 damage.
You
on
bust
top
the
of-
glass in, scattering little tiny pieces all over the inside of the car. The tech resumes his previous screaming, cradling his broken collarbone, and just bleeding all over the back seat. He cowers away from the broken window.
Can I climb inside with more movement?
You still have more movement left?
Yes, I was. Let me measure it out for you. That was 1 meter and
He
7
only
meters.
used 8 out of his 14.
Yeah, 8 out of my 16.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, you can climb inside.
Yeah, I'm getting in the car.
Here's Hootie.
Here, you're in the back seat with the guy.
Yeah,
How
I
intimate.
just want to talk.
Bye, Hootie. Car's gonna take off. Either that or
Alright.
it's gonna stab your ass like through the seat.
You know, I don't know if it will. It might be not a good situation for, pretty boy here.
Deploying nerve gas.
It is an interesting situation. His bodyguard here, who is bleeding and clearly has broken ribs, throws open the driver's seat door and climbs inside the car.
This is a scene. This is a scene.
Shuts it behind him, and that's his action. The second bodyguard runs around to this side of the vehicle,
Oh, spraying blood everywhere.
stuffs his gun into the broken window.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me do his stats right, because he is firing at a reduced efficiency at this point. He's in real bad shape, this guy. He essentially stumbles over to the side of the car and just sort of stuffs his hand inside. You can't help but note that he seems decidedly unconcerned with the safety of any of his compatriots, as he squeezes off a number of shots, which really just bounce off the reinforced glass on the inside and set everybody's ears to ringing. But he doesn't actually hit anything.
Broke that window too, damn it.
He's a disappointment to his mother.
Wait, which window did he break?
No, he didn't.
He didn't break any of the windows. He
dang.
just fired a shot essentially into the upholstery of the car. He was trying to hit Hootie. It did not work. So then that will come around to Breaker. You've got Breaker and Daylight Gamer, and then it is going to be the car's turn.
Come on.
At this point, I think getting the tech out of the car is going to be a lost cause.
Yeah.
So I am going to try and extricate Hootie.
Okay.
Okay.
Now the question then for me is, if we're trying to grapple a friendly, Hootie, it's up to you if you try to resist the grapple or not.
I'd say I'm not resisting because I feel like if it's somebody that's on my same side, like I feel like they would know more than I would about the situation.
So then your target, Roland, is just going to be a 10. As it is a relatively easy task since he's not resisting.
13.
13. You successfully get your hands under his arms. Do you have any movement left?
I do.
Okay, if you move back, he goes with you.
The goggles.
Whoop. Hootie, you are pretty boy. You are dragged bodily from the broken window as the tech continues to cower, and at this point, he's just weeping openly. Roland, your camera went off a little bit ago, by the way.
I know.
Okay.
I know. I turned it off deliberately.
As long as you were aware.
Because I had to move, and I really didn't want to flash everybody.
Ooh, lordy lord. Painless role-playing. That's the way to go. So next turn up is going to be Jay-Z.
Alright. Are the car doors locked?
The car doors are locked automatically once they close.
Alright.
So basically, I've got one hand dragging Pretty Boy, and the other hand with the shotgun.
He's using me as a shield, which is apt.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I'm not using a shield. I'm
I don't know
dragging
why
you
we're
over.
giving up.
No, I
I'm
know.
confused as to why we gave up on the whole mission.
I think he didn't want Pretty Boy to be essentially a prisoner when the car took off.
I don't think it would have played out that way, but okay. So I move around to the broken window,
Okay.
and my objective here is to reach in and rip the goggles off the tech, because he's just laying in the fetal position, I'm assuming, crying like a bitch, right?
Yeah. Okay. Let's do... Yeah, I'll give him a negative to his roll. He's trying to resist, but he's not trying to resist that hard. He's mostly just terrified. The actual positioning for the hexes is meaningless. You can reach him easily from the broken window.
Yeah. Question about luck. Does it come back at next session, or how's that work?
Next session, yes, your luck will refill.
Okay.
And it does look like we're getting to roughly the 1/3 to halfway point for the content for the adventure.
Yeah.
and probably a good place for a cliffhanger here in just a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna use all 6 points of my luck then on whatever this roll is to grab the goggles.
Yeah, boy.
Metagaming. No, that's fine.
I mean, no.
All right, what do you roll?
I don't know. You
It'll
tell me.
be
What am I doing to grab the
1d10
goggles?
plus the luck that you spent,
Uh-huh.
plus brawling and dexterity.
Brawling. Okay, so
Because it's essentially a
12
grapple
plus
check.
6. So 18 plus whatever my D10 is.
You got more than enough.
Yeah.
You reach in.
I rolled a 6, so 24.
You grab the augmented reality headset. As you pull it, a cable comes with it and a small data box that was clipped to his belt.
Okay. And then I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I used 6 movement, so I still have 8 movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will fall back behind Breaker.
All right. The car revs its engine, squeals its wheels, and just takes off down the street,
How bad do we want this guy?
leaving the one bodyguard still standing there, looking most perturbed. It is now
Should
Snips'
have just
turn.
run him over.
Yes, what's up?
Ooh.
What are we doing here?
Whose turn is it?
Yours.
Mine.
Yeah.
All on you, Snips. It really is just the one wounded bodyguard standing in the middle of the road at this point.
Alright.
The car is gone, even though it looks like it's still there.
Yeah.
Which actually makes me think
Alright.
I could do some cool stuff with Dungeon Draft, making versions of maps where things aren't there and then swapping them out quickly. I'm gonna try that next time.
That's a cool thought.
It is Kursala, you're right. Luck is a meta currency, so I don't mind it too much.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna pull out handcuffs from one of my pockets, and I'm going to attempt to restrain.
Stab him in the neck with him. Oh, okay.
Open them up and jam him with the locking mechanism right in his fucking eyeball.
No.
Alright, you're gonna want to do a grapple check.
For some visuals.
This is basically brawling.
Oh. Okay. Shit. 9.
Crossbow Roof Dungeon Draft does not, but Foundry VTT does. And if I click on a player token, you can see what their line of sight is, like that building goes dark. On the stream, you're mostly seeing my line of sight, but it is modified for them.
17.
What was that?
It was a 17.
A 17?
Yeah.
You do manage to grapple with him. You are going to need another grapple check in your next turn to actually put handcuffs on him, but right now you are locked up with him.
Dude, guy's bleeding out. Like, oh my god.
And he's also, like, jonesing on an adrenal pump.
I mean, he's maybe paid a little.
I mean, I shot him through the
Decently.
neck.
Oh, yeah, that was... Okay, that was when I thought he died. I apologize for that. That didn't hit him in the neck. That hit him in the shoulder and spun him around.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If it was the other soldier, it would have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Up next is the tech who's gone. That's going to be Hootie.
Okay.
Hootie, if you get in and make a successful grapple check, you can assist her with putting that on. Make that your action.
I mean,
Just
that's
like
simple
clonk him
enough.
over the
Yeah.
head with the bat. Could I get some help over here, please?
I was thinking of
That'd
like
be really great. I
getting-
would love it.
yeah. Real quick. So So I will assist, and so I guess you're saying it's also a brawling check.
Yeah, it would essentially be a grapple.
Yeah. We've got a lot of grapples going on.
A shocking number of grapples, which tells me that I need to become better versed in the nuances of grappling and probably martial arts.
Well, a little. That's going to be a 20. 20 total.
You get the cuffs around his wrists, which is going to bring combat to an end as he can no longer resist.
I mean, we didn't get the smart guy. We got one of them, though. Hey, that's something, right? I think.
Yeah.
Maybe. And that's like in character, saying to everyone.
We didn't get the egghead.
I don't know
We
who
didn't
you're
get the,
trying
like,
to
the guy
convince,
with
you or me there.
I mean,
It's worth noting also, after we're done with this hoodie, that you do have a snazzy new weighted baseball bat to add to your collection.
True, you did.
It's still
You left-
lying over by the motorcycles, I
Yeah.
think.
Don't forget
But,
your prize.
I was looking at it, and then
Stitches
like
ain't happy.
I was looking at it, and then like gunfire went off, and there's like, what the. And that's why I had like such low initiative. That's what I'm explaining in my head.
So you've got this guy disarmed and in the middle of the street.
All right, let's take this guy back inside and give him to Virgil to deal with.
I mean, we could probably talk to him. I don't know how much he'll say, but
Well, we should probably get off the streets before other shit goes down.
well, yeah, that's a good.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the one that the guy whose chest I blew out with the pistol. I'm gonna see if he's got any ID or anything that might give us an idea of who he is and who he's working for.
Okay.
He has no identification on him, nor does he have any tags on his clothing. His fingerprints appear to have been burned off. His weapons have no serial numbers. They are from a North American manufacturer.
Constitution Arms, Militech, who?
Not Constitution Arms. Not Militech.
Fuck.
My what's it called? Subdermal pocket. Is it big enough to fit the data chip or whatever that this thing was attached to, the headset?
The little data box that was attached to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could fit that in the subdermal pocket.
Cool. I jam it in my prison wallet, and then I put the headset like on top of my head, like I'm wearing a cool set of sunglasses, but like I took them off to say something. You know what I mean? Like they're pushing my hair back.
Cool. Where did you put that? Wait, what was?
I would note, Roland, that since you blew his chest cavity clean open, you could
Yeah.
probably reach in pretty easily and, well, we should leave that to some rolls, I should say, if you would like to do a more
they
thorough
have
search.
agents on them?
They're not carrying agents.
Hey, bud. Real quick question.
If you look on the back of each of their skulls, they all have identical cyberware on the back of their head that likely includes a built-in agent.
Gotcha. What's your question?
No, like, I kind of want to do, if we can, just a little bit of like role play interrogation, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think you really want to deal with like too much going on. You saw what we could do with your buddy, but like, I feel like your situation would be a little better if we got some information from you.
The guy
Right?
shakes his
You know?
head, slumped against the side of the car, says,
The car's gone.
You don't understand. I'm already dead.
Yeah, but what you don't understand is I can either make that quick or we can draw it out as long as possible.
Yeah. I mean,
You can try, but I think you've probably got about 10 seconds before they realize what happened.
Oh, so like, is it like a
Guys, back up.
situation?
I go over here, I guess.
Roland, you're over examining this homeboy's body over here, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. There's actually there's bodies.
Roland, Breaker, you can hear a small whir coming from the cyberware implanted in the back of that bodyguard's head, and you see a little bit of light coming out from around the edges of the plate on the back of his skull, and sparks start to shoot out. A few seconds later, the same thing happens to the one slumped in the middle of the street. His entire body seizes up, his spine contorts violently and unnaturally, and he slumps over with a little trail of smoke coming out of his ear.
Oh. Well,
What?
that was not in the plan.
That was fucking useless.
You did get something for this. You did get something which we will be able to examine a little bit later, but I am going to say that for tonight, we're going to bring this to an end. You retrieved the data box and the augmented reality headset from the technician. It remains to be seen if you can get useful information out of it, but it is very clear at this point that some incredibly serious individuals are behind whatever the hell it is these teams are doing in this neighborhood.
I want to note that after my adrenaline's kind of come down, I realized that I still had the nasty street cigar in my mouth.
just chewing it.
Yeah, it's just been there, and I take it out and I go to throw it, but then I remember that it's my last one, so then I put it in my jacket pocket.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Like I don't smoke, but we could just buy some, man.
My handcuffs off the body.
I am going to, there will be improvement points assigned at the end of the overall adventure, but this day has not ended yet. You will have earned some from these events, but you will not be able to spend them yet, so I'm not going to let you know how many you get. I will say that if you take the time to look over the bodies, you will recover a, well, you straight up took that shotgun, Roland, but you can also recover a very heavy pistol of excellent quality off of that body, and then another one off of this guy lying on the ground.
That's a good quality.
Yeah. So it's
Other
salvage
than that,
up.
they don't have much of interest on them. They're not even carrying credit chips.
Yeah.
I take his shoelaces.
You never know.
No, I do take his
Shit.
shoelaces. Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. I got some eddies. Like you seem like you really need some help, man.
We don't know if we got eddies yet or not.
No, I mean like I got some eddies on me, like right now.
Oh, okay.
I've
Yeah, this is true.
I've got cash. I got some eddies.
Okay, you know.
So,
Okay.
let's have a little
Do you wanna
quick
smoke?
AAR.
Mm,
What do you guys think?
Had
great,
fun.
yeah.
Give me
That was a blast.
any thoughts, any questions? How do you feel the session went? Did you have fun? Do you like the characters? You like the direction it's going?
Yeah.
I personally think we just need to like find our rhythm and loosen up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 The combat was already flowing faster by the time we got to the end of it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think
And
that,
just kind of like being more comfortable in our roles. You know what I mean?
Knowing more of what your
Yeah.
options are and like what grappling
Yes,
means. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
my
did a lot of
stats
grappling.
Acquainted with
I
our
think
roles and skills.
I want.
And it just
like,
was a graphic reminder of what a solo can do in combat. I kind of forgot just how nasty they can be.
Yeah, when you boost your stats like that, you can deliver some real mean shots. And also, shotguns at close range are not to be sniffed at. Hootie, what you got?
I was just gonna say is that I want to try my best not to like step over anyone's like toes and roles and stuff. It seems like me and DLG have like slight like charismatic roles, and I don't want to like step on your toes and like
Yeah, no
I hope,
worries.
you know.
Yeah. I'm
To be
bad
fair,
at
the-
monopolizing things.
The nature of each of your
personality.
charisma is very different. To be
Yeah.
fair, his is a bit more sinister. Yours is a bit more earnest. But I think playing
You're like
together
good,
more,
but-
we can sort of find where everybody fits in.
I feel like it's probably gonna like end up being like good cop, bad cop kind of deal sometimes.
I'm down.
It's like, hey, I may have the bat, but he likes guns.
Yeah.
Like, look.
Like,
I
he'll
don't
kill
want
you
to
if he
hurt
needs
you.
to.
I don't want to hurt you, man. This guy over here, he's gonna break every bone in your body without asking you any
He really
questions.
likes hurting people.
I'm
like,
not
Oh,
that
I haven't
guy.
even pulled out the swing
But
line yet
he's
either.
that guy.
It's worth noting that yes, Jay-Z does have a weighted swing line stapler that he can legitimately use as a weapon. And this may happen at some point. Riot Sister, you have any thoughts on the session?
I had a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to being able to explore and characters more, so we're not just like grunting at each other and
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It
granted,
takes
this is our
everybody
intro.
with any role-playing game, it takes a little bit of experience just to get used to, wait, okay, so I wrote a story for myself, but like, who am I in the moment? How do I respond to things? What sets me apart? And it seems like
Yeah.
everybody was kind of getting into it a little bit more, and you had some opportunities to observe there, Riot Sister. I would say that we're definitely going to have some use for your skills, because the adventure is going to, this job is not over.
Right.
The rest of the day is significant, and at least Hootie is bleeding a little bit.
Oh, I've
Yeah,
been
yeah,
shot
I've
twice
got
by a
people to
fucking
patch up.
car. I could definitely
you-
use some
You
help.
got shot
services.
by a robot car,
Yeah.
I'm near half health. Near. Half health.
which
I believe the proper
in
term for
retrospect,
that
I'm
is-
actually glad that I didn't have the. I almost had the car have a bomb in it,
Okay.
and I didn't do that. I did not do that.
Thanks.
Is the proper terminology for what happened to Hootie would be that beep beep motherfucker.
Oh my god, I
Oh, yeah.
cannot tell you. Well, in fact, I can't tell you because it might come up later. I'm just gonna tell you in brief. Delamain is probably my favorite character in Cyberpunk 2077, and I've been putting some thought. It doesn't. I'm just to say right now, it doesn't have to do with this adventure we're doing right now. But if we keep going, I have been putting some thought into where the Delamain AI would be in 2045. Because he came from the dark web, but it doesn't necessarily say when.
Okay.
And I think that's very interesting. For those of you, I mean, you can look up Delamain from Cyberpunk 2077 if you want. He's a fun character.
I
Was
also-
the car payback for all the pirating I did back in the day? Because they did ask me if I would steal a car.
You know what?
That car was pissed off.
Yeah.
Wouldn't download a car, but
Yeah.
I mean, you know. I also like to say is I enjoyed the role play with the combat as well. Like the fact that like Roland was able to like make it look like an action movie in
Yeah.
description and stuff like that.
The cool
I
factor.
flavoring of things is always one of my favorites.
It's that's the whole ethic of this game. Is if you're gonna do something, make it look good.
Make it look flashy. If you're gonna fail spectacularly.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna do if you're gonna throw your fucking cyber arm across the road, your goddamn grapple hand, you might as well drag yourself in for an anime style baseball setup. I'm a little disappointed it didn't do more damage.
Yeah.
But
that's
man, that was cool. And Hootie, you got at least one rep out of this. That was a good standoff you had with Stitches.
Yeah.
I
That was a
didn't
fun-
want to make your first confrontation with Stitches too crazy difficult, but
And I have to
he
say
ain't done
is
with
that
you by a long shot. I can tell you
that
that much right
role-
now.
Great.
we were doing
Oh.
I didn't do it right because I was the way I feel like it would have been still a decent role.
Don't
but it
admit to
wouldn't have
cheating
been,
now.
as because it's like I didn't realize how to calculate rolls. But
Oh no,
you
that's
know,
fine.
I wanna
I
be-
wrote all of this with it in mind that I wanted to use kind of a diversity of roles and a diversity of difficulty values because this is us feeling the game out and feeling our roles out as players. So I wanted to make sure that we had some opportunities to do some role play. I think when we get into the rest of the adventure, you'll find that there are some portions written with each of your characters in mind. Like, obviously, that whole confrontation had almost everything to do with Pretty Boy. And, because Stitches didn't give a shit about y'all. Did you like that character? Do you like Stitches O'Malley?
That was fucking
Yeah, it was
hilarious.
hilarious,
Can I
dude. It
ask?
was awesome.
Why does Stitches sound like he's from South Boston?
He watches a lot of movies. He was born and raised in Night City. He's never left.
Yeah. He wants to make it
That accent
like
is fake as shit.
So it's like Matt Damon doing a Southie accent. Got
There
it.
you go. I'll just tell you right now, Stitches O'Malley is a
Thank
dumb
you.
asshole.
I love him though, and I'm gonna make friends with him at some point.
Apparently, DLG's gonna bang bang bang, so that's gonna be something.
Bang, 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 bang.
I
Bang
like
and bang
having-
bang on the bang bang.
I feel
Which
like
is a
my
baseball term, by the way. I didn't know that until I looked it up.
Oh boy.
It's a type of play.
Okay.
Thunderhead does a good Bill Burr. I do not. I do not do a good Bill Burr. Not even a little fucking bit. Chat.
You got
Fuck.
10 minutes for the storm report, people.
I haven't spoken to chat this entire time. For those of you who have been hanging out, and thank you for joining us today. We've had we've had a lot of people in chat this whole time. But I think I'll just for a second, because we're gonna be rolling into the storm report here in just a minute and bringing this to an end. What do you think, chat? You guys got any thoughts? You got any comments? Any highlights? I'm
Other than
interested.
mean mugging the whole time.
By the way, hey, Walter's Workshop, good to see you. Siestinator Rio Likey, Walter's Workshop, 10 out of 10, wood hack. Y'all need more explosives. I actually
an
very
innuendo?
specifically left explosives out of the beginning part of this adventure because we're working out so many mechanics. I didn't want to also throw in now they're built into Foundry VTT. There actually is a really good system for doing explosives, where you can choose a center point and then drag it out and choose a range, and it'll say, okay, everybody in this range, based on hex measurements, is potentially a target. So if we want to do some
Hi,
explosives in the
Kobe.
future, that won't be too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently there's a rate of fire 2 grenade launcher, so...
That's just obscene.
Damn.
Needs more giant robots.
I will tell you that without spoiling anything, without giving anything away, these bodyguards they're not the weakest enemies in the encounter, but they are potentially far from the strongest.
Yeah.
And you will have a very limited opportunity to do any healing necessarily before some of the other events, so that's something to bear in mind. You did take some casualties, and I hope that you were able to make the best out of what you did get. For Gadarung asking, would this program run Battletech well? Yes! Actually, I think that this program would run Battletech beautifully. Foundry VTT, like, I made these maps custom in a program called Dungeon Draft, which is basically just a gridlock system for you to take a series of assets and arrange them in different layers over one another. And I did the hex grid myself because it doesn't have a hex grid built in, but after I did that, I then loaded them as images into Foundry VTT. It was not that difficult to line up its actual grid measurement and play system with the grid that I made. It took a little bit of time to figure out the measurements, but once I did, like, it worked pretty well. You were always able to move into the right hex. It got, I think, off by like a millimeter towards the edge of the map, but it wasn't so bad you couldn't tell where you were.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think that it would be great for... And it's also worth noting, this game doesn't... In the rulebook, this game doesn't run on a hex grid. This game runs on a square grid. I just fucking love hexes and I hate squares. So we're doing hexes.
So... Yeah, I think Breaker's gonna have to go back to Aunt Kevin's and get his gear.
Get his specials, his long arm, as it were.
Mm.
Long arms.
Mm-hmm.
Texas asbestos is...
All right.
I
I think we are
had a
gonna...
question, though, real
If
quick.
nobody has any other comments for the moment, any other thoughts, any other questions, I'm going to move on over into the storm report, and then we can meet up a little bit later and talk about. We'll arrange the next session. I think we could be good to go as soon as next week. Week after next, I'm going to be out of town shortly for the weekend. Worst case scenario, we can get in our next session end of this month. Does that sound good to everybody?
Yeah, I'm down for whatever, dude.
Yeah.
All right, we'll arrange the particulars on Discord, and I will be sure to announce everything for everybody who came out today, because this was fun. I gotta say, my own notes, my own thoughts before we move on, since I've been asking everybody else's theirs. I think this went really well. I had a good fucking time. I'm glad I made as many notes as I did, because I was able to just be like, oh, they're doing the thing, okay, who's gonna show up there, what's this guy's attitude. I'm glad that we got as much out of Stitches as we did, because I gotta say, I love that character. I had fun writing
You did
him,
really well.
and I've got more for him. I've got more for him and Bang Bang, for that matter. So I think we're gonna have some fun with that. I've got a couple characters in here that I hope stand out as interesting to you.
Did I get any style points for the Axel Foley, or do I need to leave those behind?
That was so funny. Oh my gosh.
I thought it was...
You may get some, so I can assign improvement points based on a number of factors.
There you go, buddy.
Based not only on whether you succeed at your task, but how you succeed at your task. But again, improvement points will come at the end of the actual adventure as opposed to between.
Okay. All right.
I gotta give Jay-Z credit for the Axel Foley.
Yes,
that
Kursala, please.
Just enough time for me to double tap the guy.
There you go. See?
It worked out. Yeah, the guy hesitated because of that, and I'm glad that we did a roll for it. And that's sort of what sets this game aside for me, is we have all these crazy skills, and I can sit down and I can write, okay, if they try to do this thing, it's going to be this type of check. But it actually seems to flow better if I make my checks reactive to what you're doing. You're like, okay, here's the intent behind it, here's what I'm trying to do, and I'm like, all right, what skills make sense for that? Let's see what we can do. And I think I told you guys before, I view my role as the storyteller, as the game master, not as I've got the story I wrote and that's the story I'm telling, which is what I think a lot of people do. I view my role in all of this more as you guys are telling a story. I'm just providing consequences, the option for failure, and the reactions of the world around it. I certainly have directions that I've written out very clearly, outcomes I've written out very clearly. I'm never going to railroad you guys into them, though. I'll tell you that encounter with the vehicle did not go exactly how I expected it. Had you taken any longer with Stitches, damn that roll, they probably would have just left, and you would have been kind of stuck holding your dicks in the middle of the street going, what are we trying to do here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, interesting thought there at the end, DLG, to grab the headset. I like
right,
that.
sister.
Yeah.
That's all due to her.
I like that. That was a
She
good
mentioned
move.
it.
That was smart.
I was just close enough to act on it, but that was totally her idea.
All right, gents. I am going to phase over into the Storm Report. Guys, Riot Sister, Hootie Hoo, Roland, Daylight Gamer, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for GMing, dude.
thanks
I had a
for
lot of fun, man. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. This has been a fantastic experience. I think that it seems like everybody had a good time, which leaves me very, very happy.
Yeah.
As long as you guys are still into it, I think we will be back before the end of the month with the conclusion of The Apartment. The Apartment with an asterisk. Because if you go look up The Apartment, like I would say if you want to, go look up The Apartment in the World Book, because at this point, it's not going to spoil anything. You'll see some of the inspirations in there, but I'll tell you that the outcome is not even fucking remotely the same. All right. I am going to back out of the Discord call now so that I can move us into the Storm Report. I will catch y'all on Discord a little bit later.
Alrighty.
See you, dudes.
Whew. You like that, Sumitha? Did you have fun? Yeah, also, Sumitha, thank you so much for your notes leading into that. They were a large help. I used some of them for my intro, modified some of the language. You guys, you enjoyed it. PDF? Oh, man. It's been so long. It has been so long since I have played or DM'd a tabletop role-playing game. And that was, it feels like riding a bike. It feels like riding a bike, just kind of getting back into it. I was concerned, I confess, all the way up through last night. I was up till like 3 a.m. doing some supplemental writing and note-taking, like, oh my god, I'm gonna run out of material. I'm gonna forget what the hell I'm doing. They're gonna get through it in like 5 minutes. It's gonna be terrible. And it went smoothly. This was my proof of concept stream, and I actually really enjoyed it. I've got some more ideas for how I can use Foundry, for how I can use Sirenscape. Let me ask chat a question since you guys were observing. I should have asked the players this. You guys are probably in chat right now, and I'll ask you again later. How did you like the reactive music and moods and background sound effects and stuff? Did that play in well? Yeah, I agree. The concept has been proven. I think we're going to do more of this. Because I'm not like... There's just a lot to get used to because I've got my iPad down here set up like a little control panel. And yeah, I didn't do as much with it as I could have, Roland. I can do sound effects. I can do... Well, it's not... I can't play it in this overlay, but like I can play a sad trombone whenever I want to. I can hit the Wilhelm screen if it makes me happy. There's a whole lot of stuff I can do in different moods that I can combine. Less sirens, yeah. I think the siren was turned up a little bit loud. But I mean, I can take multiple soundtracks and I can mix them to different levels, and I can say, okay, this is a mood, and then all I do is I push a button and it puts all that sound on and it adjusts it to the level that I want it to be at. How you doing, Chaotic Harmony? Just in time. The siren... Okay, it seems like the consensus is the sirens were a bit much. I think I had them up around 60%. Turn that down around 50. Let's have a look at what everybody's posting in the storm report, though. What do you say? And let me make sure that my Discord audio is actually turned on here, because it looks like we have some audio up first from Chaotic Harmony. Settle for A. And Discord's going out to A. Okay, so audio should work. What you got for us, Chaotic? Oh. I know why. I know why there's no audio. I'm getting audio, but you're not, and I know why. Let me fix it. Blammo. It is fixed. I'm gonna start over.
Fuck you, Mech Warrior. If you're dumb enough to get a mech pack this weekend, you're a big enough schmuck to come to Big Bullocks Mech Warrior Online. Bad deals, mechs that have ghost teeth, thieves. If you think you're gonna find a good game at Big Bullocks, you can kiss my ass. It's our belief that you're such a stupid motherfucker, you'll fall for this bullshit. Guaranteed. If you find a better Mech Warrior game, shove it up your ugly ass. You heard us right. Shove it up your ugly ass. Bring your mech bays, bring your C-bills, bring your nostalgia. We'll fuck it. That's right, we'll fuck your nostalgia. Because at Big Bullocks, you're fucked 6 ways from Sunday. Take a hike to Big Bullocks, home of Challenge Whooshing. That's right, Challenge Whooshing. How does it work? If you can vote LRMs for 6 drops straight and not get banned, you get a free mech bay. Don't wait, don't delay, don't fuck with us or we'll ban your account. Only at Big Bullocks, the only dev team that tells you to fuck off. Hurry up, assholes. This game ends the minute Epic Games stops writing us checks, and it better not bounce or we're all dead, motherfuckers. Go to hell. Big Bullocks Mech Warrior Online. Vancouver's filthiest and exclusive home to the worst grifters in British Columbia, guaranteed.
I can think of few better ways for Chaotic Harmony to double down on the feud with PGI than invoking a classic YouTube meme. It always just, even though I know it's been modified into the whoosh challenge, I just keep hearing to myself, if you can piss a stream 6 feet straight up in the air and not get wet. Oh yeah, that's some good shit, guys. If you haven't seen, Bill Hells? Go to YouTube, type in Bill Hells, and just watch the video. Fucking triple down. But Chaotic, honestly, dude, like I've been following what's going on. Following the messages that you've gotten and everything, and I just feel like, I think I told you over Discord private chat, at this point it's not even like, oh, if you don't straighten up, we're gonna ban you. It strikes me more as like oh, we're gonna ban you, we're gonna give you a little bit more time before we do it, like it's a foregone conclusion. So honestly, fuck those guys, man. That's just absolute fucking nonsense. OPGI. This is like, I was thinking about getting into MechWarrior Online a little bit recently, but now I'm thinking, you know what, I've said it a few times, like in the video game chat, I'm gonna try streaming some Vox Machina in VR. I don't know if you guys have seen Vox Machina. It's a full, like, you can play it normally on the PC, but it's VR compatible in a way that is absolutely amazing. You'll get to see me physically flailing around while I play, because, like, to use the radio, you have to reach up and grab the radio in your cockpit and pull it down to your mouth, and then you can talk to other players. You have to reach around and, like, grab things, and there's little dangly cables you can flick with your hand that don't actually do anything. It's an incredibly well-made VR experience. Very, very similar to MechWarrior. But yeah, we'll check that out on stream here in the near future. So let's come down and see what we've got. Microprose lit. Wait, Microprose exists still? That's not really a thing, is it? Microprose died a while ago, I thought. Well, they've got a website and it has advertisements on it, and they're offering me to join a newsletter. I did not know that. Okay. Sweet. Well, that's interesting news at any rate. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, The Squared. I'm gonna give that a look over wee little bits later. Not still, it's more again. Okay, so they were gone for a while, and I'm not entirely crazy. By the way, guys, thank you so much for the follows. I haven't really had a chance to talk to chat this whole time, but it looks like computer. Oh, hold on, let me take a look here real quick. We got Draka RC, Machine God who resubbed, Puck Duncher who resubbed and called us dorks, How Very Friendly, Computer King, Bloodmaster, Dabber Raccoon, and Black Hole in Deep Space with the follows. Thank you guys so much. By the way, I hope that you enjoyed the show as we provided it. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Storm Chasers. We should have some more content like this for you in the near future. Let's come down, come down. Ooh, what have we got? Mom, can we have battle armor? We have battle armor at home. The battle armor at home looks a bit like the Mondachi one. What is this from? It's just a little janky, isn't it? He's got kind of like that Tau stealth suit thing going on, but then with some extra cables for whatever reason. But they're doing strategy games. That's all I really want out of them. Gotta go get my fiance from work. Chaotic Harmony. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for hanging out today. It's weird streaming and not interacting with chat as much as I usually do. I was pretty much focused on the game the whole time, but then it's kind of what I gotta do. I'm doing that. But yeah, 1,500 for this job is shit. Well, I mean, really, he was hoping you might just scare him off, but we'll get to that. 135 scale armored suit from Maschinenkrieger. No anime or anything with it, it's just a line of resin and plastic kits. Really? It's got some weird-ass proportions on it. Interesting, though. I might have to look some of that up. Well, thank you for sharing that battle armor with us. Ooh, here we have from Vergaderung. Not much progress today. Had to work, and sleep wasn't great. Pro Acryl Primer is hella nice, though. This is the dark neutral gray, applied mostly to the edges and cracks, over one coat of filler primer, skipped some of the middle sections. Think I'm going to try and airbrush the generic gray scheme, then add an accent color or black like a re-entry vehicle. Yeah, like it's burned up on the bottom side. Or even better, not necessarily even better, but just what occurs to me for Vergaderung is if you did kind of like an eggshell off-white base for everything with some discolored panels, then if you did black scorching on the bottom, it would actually stand out really, really well against it. Yeah, char it up a little bit. This thing is looking really quite cool, particularly with paint on it. I'm liking all the little doors for the weapons. It's a big bastard, though. Ooh, look. Look, we got some Thunderhead Studio terrain. Isn't that exciting? Oh man, you've got 2 of these bays printed up too? You absolute madman. You're gonna have so much terrain by the end of 2021, Vergaderung. Just way too damn much. It's a candidate for the texture challenge, yes. Doing scorch marks and wear marks on the outside of this hull would actually be a really good choice for the texture challenge, considering how large it is. Gonna finish up those buildings. Oh yeah, Yeah, we got a nice little short one today. Here we have from Roland doing a little bit of painting, working on one of Kursala's Orions. From the look of it, what is this arm? Was this in your files, Kursala? Is this a modified arm? It looks like it has maybe an autocannon on it. Which version of the Orion am I looking at? Too much terrain. Yeah, I know, right? Says the pusher. No, guys, there's no such thing as enough terrain. No such thing as too much, certainly. Get more terrain. Buy all the terrain you possibly can. I'm not at all biased. Which, what, explain this arm to me, Roland. Is this a variant that I'm not familiar with? One of the M series got the LRM-20 moved to the... Oh, okay, so there's little missile tubes down in here that I'm just not seeing because of the shadow. I got you. God, I really do love what you did with this cockpit, and for that matter, all of the joints, Kursala. This was a really well-done project. Of course, you've done so much more since then. That's the smash hand. Let me use my strong arm. And then sharing some... Whoa, there's Swedish fish with fruit roll-ups as seaweed, but what is the white? Somebody help me out. Is it like... Is it a gelatin of some sort? Because I don't hate this. Maybe I'm just low on blood sugar. Coconut milk jello. Okay, this is probably legitimately fucking delicious because I've had coconut milk jello before, and it's like one of the only forms that it's one of the only jellos that I can really stomach and enjoy. Because it winds up being not too sweet. It's just sweet and with the coconut milk, you know? As opposed to an assload of added sugar. Yeah, Walter's Works, I agree. I would destroy this. I would not like foods like this, these funny little candies that they've put together to be like nigiri. It's meant to be sort of eaten and savored and enjoyed and observe and appreciate the presentation. I just stuff it in my goddamn mouth because I don't give a crap. Swedish fish would make it too chewy. So these are like the different flavored ones, and I feel like these, like Swedish fish, the actual Swedish fish get chewy, I think because they were all manufactured in like 1976. And we're still slowly working through that same original batch that came off the assembly line. These are the newer ones in slightly alternative flavors, and I feel like they might be a little bit more tender. Skexy42, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Storm Chasers. Yes, a lot like candy corn. Let me go ahead and turn the volume back on my... Where is it? On my alert box, because I had that muted for the duration of the game. Hope you guys don't mind. I didn't want too many distractions, what with all the things that we were all kind of trying to pick up. Yeah, it wasn't rumbling before, but now if something happens, it should. Here, let me replay this one. Yeah, there's that familiar rumble. Eventually, I'm gonna have to do something with my alerts, make them a little sexier. Yeah, I would legitimately eat that though. Like, of all the Jello you've posted, this is my favorite, Roland. Here from Kursala, decided to just sit down and make some more parts for this thing and managed to come up with a decent start for the torso and what I think is a truly magnificent wing pod. Gonna shorten the upper arms a bit and change the final shape of the pelvis, but it is almost finished. Ooh, yeah, okay. I like with the shoulder guns and with the wings, this is really starting to come together for me. Particularly since they're like semi-articulated wings. I feel like they almost like, I know that your jump pack is right here, but I almost feel like a couple of vectored thrusters in the wings would kind of make sense out of that little hinged articulation there. That's just the immediate thought that occurs to me, like a couple of vents up there would look pretty damn neat. The head, I love the shape of the head. It's awful straight up and down on the sides. But you know, I'd want to see... That's a subtle enough thing that I would want to see one of these physically printed up before I actually said how I liked the head. And I only say that because I've made enough 3D models and then printed them at this point to know that there's a damn big difference between looking at a close-up render like this and then printing it out at 6mm scale. Absolutely a huge difference. Because that would end up being so subtle you might not even notice it. Worked with a guy who had the same theory about candy corn. Yeah, somebody goes around every year after Halloween and they gather all the candy corn from the trash cans, which is where it all winds up. They put it on a belt and it goes through like a washing system, you know, they rinse it off, they bleach it a little bit, they disinfect it, they repackage it, they put it back on the shelves, along with all the Swedish fish. which are apparently impervious. Shrink it a bit and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, the pelvis. It's looking really, really nice, Kursala. I don't think I'd seen the wing pack attached to it before, but that kind of rounds out the shoulders. The shoulder guns are intense as hell, too. Because it hasn't been made. That's why it's a blank spot. Oh, I gotcha. The gap below the chest. Yeah, here. Yeah, a little... This hasn't been done yet, but yeah, a little bit of bulk here is going to go a long way to finishing out the shape. I like how he's kind of hovering off the ground with his 2 feet here. I would want a pose of this mech that I could put on like a flying stand. You know, stick a little acrylic rod up his ass and have him flying around on the base. That'd be pretty cool. Nicely done, Kursala. Here we have from Sumatha, another Operation Lancaster preview. Example of the first class of Blackwater warship ever produced, the Dreadnought-class battleship known as the Trinity. Yeah. After nearly a century of service, she had the misfortune of a misjump, disappearing seemingly forever. She was a proud ship, to be sure. I like the triple arrangement. It's almost like threes are my thing these days. Trinity City and whatnot. Oh, I really dig the triple arrangement of the engine nacelles, and then matching that up with these. God knows what these are. What are they, sensor blisters? It looks like this one actually has some personnel decks on it. I'm gonna guess there's some type of nonsensium engines in these. You got launch bays all along the side. I like this sort of flattened out bow that it has on it with what look like observation decks running along the... What would that be? What would that be? Dorsal? No, dorsal's on the back. That's, I don't know. I don't know my words. The central lower one is a gun pod. This guy here, oh, so we got like probably torpedo tubes or gun ports in here and then along the front. Ventral, thank you very much. Yes, ventral was the word that I was thinking of, but I am, of course, too dumb to remember. Centuries later, the THS Trinity would be recovered by the descendants of those who built her. Dreadnought Interstellar Industries' own Dreadnought Discovery Corps, while it would take years to get her operational again, if only barely, she would be returned to service. She would never again be returned to her former glory despite considerable repairs. She would forever bear the scars of the damage she suffered from the missed jump. She would serve the Dreadnought Battle Corps with distinction under the name of DBC Trinity during the Word of Blake Jihad. Unfortunately, she would be lost with all hands fighting the Blakeists in the infamous event that would become known as Trinity's Fall, yes, which is a story covered in Operation Lancaster, and one of my favorite bits of reading. One of my favorite apparently I used up all my ability to speak doing Cyberpunk RED, and now I no longer word correctly. I word very wrongly, as it would happen. Ooh. Lordy lord, I like this new angle, and here we see the dorsal side. I like all these little pods. I want to believe that these are weapon systems of some kind. And probably these, yeah, if these aren't observation decks, then these must be like missile doors, or something to that effect. Can't word good. No talking right. I did speak a lot. I did just sit here and talk for quite some time. Each one of those is a pair of autocannons. Oh, okay, these guys here, yeah, that explains the two little nublins on their doublins. 1 whole year you've been following Thunderhead Studio. Oh my god. Cats, thank you so much for every single day of this last year. Really. Yeah, I don't want to give away because people might read it. I don't want to give away the twist. There's a twist. Am I correct in thinking that the Trinity, that was the one that the story was aboard when there was an invasion of Blakeists? That was the one where the woman was trying to get into the, I don't remember what compartment they were in, but you know the story that yes, that's the one. Okay, I enjoyed that story. I thought it had a good twist at the end. I think a good twist in any given story is one where I get it, like I guess it, right before it happens. That to me says that the story is well written, because you should be going, oh my god, he's about to say such and such, and then he's like, ha ha ha, such and such, and you're like, yes, I'm a genius. A good story, a good twist makes the reader feel like they're really reading along and like they're putting together the clues. Permission to post an art work in progress for the storm report. What do you want? Why are you asking? Dark Fox, you do whatever you want. You got mod powers. I couldn't stop you even if I wanted. Well, no, I could if I wanted to. I could stop you. But no, go ahead and post something, man. Yeah, go ahead and toss it in. We've been just doing Cyberpunk all day. It's good to get my mind kind of off of that. I've been Cyberpunking in my brain way too much for the last few days. Ooh, here we have. Oh man, yeah, you've been working on this one for a little while. It's good to see some lines getting done on it. We got an Oz Scout up here, a King Crab coming in after. Oh Christ, what is this one? This is the It's a Clanner mech. Yeah, I like the look of the. I like how his AC-20s. That's a Cauldron-born thing. That's what I was thinking. I recognized that it was one of the starters. Yeah, I like how he's got his AC-20s kind of lined up side by side there. The whole pose on the King Crab is excellent, and you might recognize some of Trinity City's architecture here in the background. This is notably my favorite thing about this particular piece of art. Yeah, okay, Gauss rifles based on the triangular cross-section. You're probably right. Okay, bye for real, Riot Sister. Thank you so much for playing with us today. I'm glad to hear that you had fun. Yeah, the crab in particular came out really, really nice. I forgot, Arung, you're talking about the Trinity City architecture, yeah? I like how this dude, he looks like he just pulled up next to it like an 18-wheeler. He's like, give me one of those real quick. Either that or he's just fist pumping in general. You know, he's sailing through the air shooting a laser and he's like, fuck yeah! Aw, Scout, fuck yeah! These are my Merc mechs. Oh, are these going to be done in Dazzle, ultimately? Vergaderung? Is that the direction we're going? Because that is actually pretty exciting. I'm into that. Oh my god. What are you doing to poor Project Dark Fox, Vergaderung? Oh, Dazzle. By the way, I like seeing where the sketch was and where, and I think it's kind of covered up on here. Let me shift it. You can see where the sketch was. The foot was more forward, angled forward, and it's been kind of brought back so that he's stepping forward and kind of side bracing his foot and then aiming his two Gauss rifles, which I think is pretty cool. Ost Kool-Aid Man. Yeah, I'd buy that. I'd buy that for $1. All right, that is going to bring us to the end of the Storm Report, and thus to the end. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. I know why it happened, and it happened because I've got my macros set up on my stream deck, and I haven't used it. We haven't done a gaming stream in a while, so I set my macros up to just go ahead and turn on the painting face cam when it transitioned over to this overlay. Guys, eventually one of my streams is just going to go nice and smooth. I'm happy with the new... Oh, by the way, I wanted to ask, since I got a couple of you still here in chat, what did you think of the RPG overlay? It's kind of like... It could use more work. I could think of a lot more features to add to it. But was everything clear? Everything was visible? Was the little bleed through into Foundry Virtual Tabletop, was that large enough? You like that? I just want to make sure that it was watchable and it was fun and it was legible for everyone sitting in chat as well as us. Because I mean, I've got 2 monitors covered in stuff that I'm looking at the whole time, and trying to keep things. You should ask, well, it's actually up. Shock21, you with your sensible ideas and suggestions. What's wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you? I mean, something if you're sitting here in this chat. By the way, how you doing, Shock? How are things? All right. Well, Critical Role's on right now. We could raid them. 67,000 people are watching Critical Role Dungeons & Dragons right now. That shit's out of control. Absolutely out of control. We've been playing some games, so I'm going to take this opportunity to raid over into Alaric Kerensky. If you feel like sticking around, this dude is now playing Star Wars Squadrons in a semi-professional capacity. I would encourage you, even if you're not interested in sticking around to watch his whole stream, stick around for like 5 minutes and just watch this guy fly a TIE Interceptor. It is unbelievably intense. He makes me feel like I'm not even really playing the damn game. It's humiliating and also exciting simultaneously. So the stream is mostly unmoderated. Kursala's been here. I hope Kursala was maybe there were a bunch of like racial slurs that I just completely missed because I wasn't looking in chat. But I think Kursala had things pretty well in hand. Riot's sister was also double dutying as both player and mod. I saw her pop up in chat a few times. Guys, I have to reiterate, I have one of the best goddamn mod teams on Twitch. Absolutely amazing, incredibly attentive, and really leaving it so I barely have to do anything. We even got shout-outs in. Today. That's crazy. We're going to be back Sunday the 7th doing some painting. We'll be back Tuesday the 9th also doing some painting. I'm going to be working through Marvel Crisis Protocol. And then I'm going to aim for February the 11th to carry on with Cyberpunk RED and finish up this game. We'll see if we make it. I'm going to go get something to eat right now, gents. So until next time, keep on painting.